right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
Hello!
It's not static, AM radio.
It's the Cool Ben Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody's tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock and log you with some sirloin bites.
Happy Friday, everybody. What's going on? Dusty and Lieutenant Eric in the house. YouTube Trevor's in the house. Tales of the North is in the house. I don't know why I'm so fired up today.
Japanese FP2 is in the house.
And it's raining. I watched a little F1 qualifying last
Oscar
night.
Piastri, eh?
Logan Sargent. Well, yeah, but you see, like, nobody really got in.
Nobody got in?
Yeah, it was like rain. I guess it was a little bit of a messy situation. Gager, if you're around, let us know exactly what happened. I watched a good chunk of FP1 until Logan Sargent went into the wall and they had to red flag it. So, tough break again. Tough break again for Logan Sargent.
Back-to-back tough breaks, eh?
Yeah, very much so. Very
For the
much so.
Yank.
It's game day. Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche on a Friday. I think I've got this extra buzz for a couple of reasons today. One, first of all, Redbeard, Scott Laurie is back.
He's back,
for
baby.
Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Mind you, Gary Gallipo was great last week.
You'll take a sprinkling of Gallipo here or there. Yeah, we like our main man.
When he rolled in on the Thursday before, like it was not ideal conditions.
I know, but he had the lab coat on. He was mixing in the big tumblers again. You know, maybe he communicated that point to Scott as well. Maybe we'll get some bigger glasses. But
until Scott Laurie rolls double sleeve tattoos, I can't take him seriously.
he did say he had a bit of a past though back in the day. Maybe he does
Yeah,
under all
apparently
those.
Scott
Maybe under
Laurie
all
was
those
a
long
monster
sleeves.
back in the day. Yeah,
He's got a huge back piece.
Yeah, wasn't that? He's coming back. He's
Big
back
tiger.
from Hawaii, so he's going to join us coming up today. Darren Dreger is going to be our hockey insider today. Dregs will be by. Dregs will be rolling by around 7:05 today for Pro-Am Sports. Lots to get to over there as well. Some of you can tell from my attire today.
Tales of the North.
Tales of the North. Cut the jacket off for
Business.
Tales.
It's straight business. Oilers and Avs tonight.
That's
eh?
it. No wig. No nothing.
No, you have a letterhead here. You'll be
Are we taking this game seriously?
this evening
or
in the
not?
North.
That would be good. No, it's a big day for EST. Follow-up meeting day from the big meeting back in mid-March. As I've claimed earlier, outside of the initial meeting to launch EST, Matty Wanek even agrees that this would be the biggest meeting since then.
When you get him to sign off on that agreement,
Yeah.
that's huge. And it's second date.
Yeah,
Getting
this is a
second
big
date
one.
here, boys. It's
I'm nervous now. Now I'm like, are we sleeping together? What's happening here? Isn't that how second dates usually work?
you have a bed in the basement.
First
right?
date to make sure you're not a psycho. Second date to get busy. So we'll see how today goes. But your guess is, once again, a follow-up meeting. What would require a follow-up meeting? What say you? What is the follow-up meeting about? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. That is the Paris Jewelers inbox. It's the ring box. It's the inbox. It's the Paris Jewelers bling box. And, parisjewelers.com. 22 locations across the country. I want to see somebody do that little passport thing and go to the mall. Guys, I have to say, this is my 22nd and final Paris Jewelers location.
They have the stamps there. They're just wondering what to do with them.
Yeah.
And this is...
That'd be
why do we have this
great
big
idea.
PJ stamp? And it's for the passport.
I say you have to purchase some jewelry from every single Paris Jewelers, and then you have that full trench coat look, where you open up and say, how many Paris Jewelers have you been to? 22.
Yeah,
and you
it
open up
goes
the jacket.
Cross country as you go down. And
Yeah, I think that'd be real nice. One of you going to end up winning text of the day today. 4A and a W, 2 Juicy Mamas, locked and loaded. Shout out to Surveyor Brett.
he was enjoying his afternoon yesterday.
Yeah,
Work truck, I want to say. I
We
think.
owe Surveyor Brett $50, 50 Hudson's dollars, because I did say if anybody sends me the bags or the receipts of a double dip Popeyes and A&W lunch, we would also give them a $50 gift certificate to Hudson's. And of course, Surveyor Brett did it. Wasn't the only one. Somebody else actually slid into the text messages yesterday afternoon, like in the
What?
1 o'clock hours. Like,
Whoa.
I don't have the receipts, but I got the bags, boys.
I don't mind that effort.
Yeah, that person going to have to come swing back around to us as well. We'll give them both $50 GCs. We got a lot of $50 GCs to Hudson's. Tommy Gazzola will be Hudson's on White tonight for pre- and post-game coverage, Oilers and Avs. So, hey, look, it's a Friday night.
It's a big one.
Down on what Friday night? You're down on White.
We expect
Go
a-
see Tommy at Hudson's.
Full overreaction either way.
Yeah.
Win or loss tonight. Hey, let's...
Oh, we'll get into the stakes at play tonight.
Sounds delicious.
That should be a lot of fun. So keep those rolling in. X-Ray J says, Dusty, your black hoodie sort of blends into the background, and you look like a talking head. Red bow tie, maybe? Well, this is probably going to come off for Tales of the North, and that'll be loosey-goosey the rest of the show, yeah? But you got to be prim and proper to get things started.
I also don't mind, though, the floating head, Dustin Nielsen, giving you your sports diet of the day.
One day we're going to do a show where we're both wearing full green bodysuits except on our heads.
I'd love to do that.
And Trev can chroma key us out of the shot.
God, I'd love to do that.
And it's just our heads.
Please,
We should
please.
do that once a year.
I would. I'm
Just
so
our
in.
head show.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun. Trev, can we work that? I think
have
we
some-
could do that, right?
Yeah,
Wirecast?
chroma key.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'm
Chroma key.
surprised you know what the chrome key is. Yeah, is that pretty? Is that like?
Trev, I'm very technically sound. my
Yeah,
man.
I guess I'm learning this because your Photoshop stuff is actually pretty impressive, and chrome
Yeah,
key.
yeah. We can
Like-
definitely do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's solid. Good,
the
good job,
program that
Dusty.
we use very much can handle that heavy stuff. So, yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
I'm
one
here.
day.
Size me up for the
just,
suit
Just
today.
our heads. I like that, and your hair just floating all the way
You
down.
could do
like-
that too, yeah. Or tie. I mean, I'm good for either way. Let's get this going. What did we learn? On
I
the
think that
show
would be a
today
lot of fun.
with them?
A lot of fun. Hey, I've got some incentive to hammer the thumbs up today. I'm just going to lay this out there, and we can get to it by the end of the 6 o'clock hour if we hit it.
You wanted to talk Manchester United's
hit our
epic
goal.
collapse yesterday against Chelsea in stoppage time. No, is that it?
Well, no, but what I do know is that I was in mid-conversation with a Wannick engager yesterday, and Maddie basically just had a seizure at some point about something that was happening.
that
And-
was the point.
Was that it? That was what was going on?
I cannot wait to talk to Matt. I want it today.
But okay, why does that? But Maddie's Man U. Why does he care about Man City Chelsea?
No, it was Manchester United and Chelsea.
Oh, was it Man?
And
yeah. I thought it was Man City. My
And
bad.
they were
Okay,
leading
that makes sense.
3-2
Oh no,
going into stoppage time.
Oh, no.
They ended up losing 4-3.
2 goals in stoppage time. This comes back around to my whole let's eliminate stoppage time and stop the damn
Well,
clock along the way.
Yeah. And Matty's been in staunch defense of manager Eric Ten Hag, so we'll see if that's shifted today any shape or form.
He's okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah,
when he's freaking out yesterday, I didn't even say anything to him. Like I ignored the fact that he's like but in my mind I was thinking to myself, why is Matty caring so much about a Man City game? So
At the
now
same
this
time,
makes
I was
sense.
just sitting there staring, and a smile crept on my face, and I really didn't know why. And that was the. I know why.
Look, if we can get to 100 likes in the first hour is kind of child's play at this point. I'll say this. If we can get to 120 thumbs up before 7 o'clock today, I will play Jaunty's new sort of playoff primer song. Yeah, it's there. It's in there. We already listened to it this morning. Jaunty only delivers dubs. We know this. He's got like it's like a pump up EDM sort of beat, but has some clips from like the Cujo save back in the day.
A lot of Bobby
Todd
Cole,
Marchand's goal. Like,
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. If you want it, come and get it. 120 thumbs up before 7 o'clock. We'll give you the Jaunty song. If not, we'll save it for next week. That's it. That's all. That's the end of the story. So let's see what we can do. Like, there's 92 of you early here in the morning watching already. Hammer the thumbs up. We'll see where we can get to.
It's Friday. You might as well give it
Friday
a thumbs
morning.
up. If you're always so hesitant on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, it's Friday.
It's a game day. I
Hit
mean,
it. Hit
who
it.
cares? If maybe you save your thumbs up just for later in the week. You could certainly do that.
And it's not just
as
for
well.
one show. You can do it for this one and the hangout and
Well,
go on.
all the
Like,
various
it's not that you
shows.
don't just get one thumb a day here to.
No, you have as many as 4 thumbs a day. Plus, with pre and post tonight, 6 thumbs today you could end up using on Edmonton Sports Talk, which is terrific. And if you haven't yet subbed to the channel, please do. We would appreciate that as well. Belaneski's in and says, "You know who doesn't need a Flames playoff pop up song? The Calgary Flames."
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's
You know who does need a playoff pump up song? The Lock Shop. 3 straight days with the partner parlay hitting. Plus 900, plus 550, or plus 575. Yesterday was plus 525. And Huss also hit his Winnipeg Sports Talk parlay. Like, I'm going to use this number just because of it's easy to do the math on. But if you'd bet $100 each of the last 3 days on the partner parlay, you would have won $1,000 on Wednesday. Then you take 100 of that, so you got 900 profit. Then you would have turned it back in, plus 575. So that would bring you up to 1475, and then 525. And win $2,000, 2,100. Like $2,100. Like if you are, and now look, stay cool, bet responsibly. My units are like $10, $15. That's kind of like what I do on a regular basis. You can do $5, you can do $2, whatever. But man, we've been on an all-time heater right now. And on top of that, P. Greggy, who joins us for our golf episodes, his favorite play of the week at the Texas Open, shot 9 under yesterday and is in first place right now.
here we go.
So, I mean, we can do no wrong. Yesterday's lock shot play of the day, or what was it? The Coolbet hotline of the day. Winnipeg Jets in regulation. Cash it, minus 118. So
Ding, ding.
we're rolling right now.
Maybe the Lock Shop boys make the Oilers playoff cup contending song. You're on fire so much.
It's
you just might as well,
insane right now.
Anything you touch is gold. It's
We
great.
are sizzling hot right now, and it's very exciting, especially leading into
Hold out your arm.
touch it. Ah! Careful.
Man.
I'm like lava man. Ooh.
Scar.
But today you'll get Hustler's WrestleMania picks.
Ooh.
which
Is that
always
Lava
big.
Man? Ooh.
Yeah, I'm Lava Man.
Huss, I mean, I think I caught you discussing it. He comes to play with these picks. This isn't just looks at the main events.
Oh, no.
I mean,
no,
he's
no,
got a
he'll-
page detailed.
I was joking, but I kind of wasn't joking. I want to come on today on the Lock Shop, start on a 2-shot, and then go, Huss, what about WrestleMania? And then you just cut to Huss on a 1-shot, and I just leave. I don't even
not?
have to be there the rest of the day. Huss could literally talk for 45 straight minutes about WrestleMania. So we're going to get into those WrestleMania picks today on the Lock Shop as well. George Delgado says, save your money. Don't gamble. I mean, you can also save your money, George. I prefer to try to turn it into more money on a regular basis. That's how
Yeah,
how I approach
it's a
things.
form of investment. Eh?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. See, we're at 70 likes already at 6:15. 50 more likes before 7 o'clock. You get Jaunty's like playoff primer song, I'll call it. Don't be shy. Hammer that thumbs up over on YouTube. You can text us anytime, obviously in that Paris Jewelers inbox. Nielson Show coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios, where they now have the option, if you so desire, to get your hands on that buffalo chicken wrap. Buffalo chicken wrap, Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen Studios. Also, buffalo poutine. Not sure it's necessary, but it's absolutely delicious.
You get the wrap, you get the poutine.
Oh, my God.
You snooze it off for maybe a half an hour this afternoon, then you head to Hudson's on White for tonight's game.
That's a perfect day right there.
Is that your Friday?
That's
Locked
a
up.
real nice day.
Ready to go.
Real nice day. Let's lay out the show for you this morning, then we'll get into your morning announcements. If you need a conch request, or if you have a conch request, don't be shy. Fire them on over, 780-218-9999. It is a Friday. I know many of you will be fired up. So let's fire these conch requests in at 780-218-9999. Library Patterson says, is Low Tide joining EST? Hashtag follow-up meeting. No, we tried that in the summer. It didn't work. But, I mean, we'd still be open to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that'd be all right. Let's keep these rolling up. Mark says, guys, if it's a follow-up HR meeting, that's not good. Not HR related.
No, this is
this is about helping to. I don't want to say too much here.
No, an investment of sorts as well, I guess. Everything's, I guess, an investment.
That's right. Everything we do, every meeting we ever have is about growing Edmonton sports talk. So I would say that today's follow-up meeting is about continuing to grow Edmonton sports talk.
I love that. That's a very professional sounding.
Yeah, I think that's fair, isn't it? 780-218-9999 to get you into the Paris Steelers inbox today. Here's the show for you this morning. Tales of the North, 6:30 today. You're going to want a piece of that. We'll go there. Oilers and Avs tonight. It's kind of like an Art Ross sort of themed Tales of the North tonight. Should be fun. I think you'll like it. Crack pack for Wayne Sports Cards. We've got we got some fun ones today. I'll just lay it out right now.
It was a hell of a break the other night.
Well, we're going after the Bedards again.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get any Bedards on my break. Yeah. We'll try to do it on Sunday. We've got Bill and Ted's. Bill and Ted. Did you see? You watched Bill and Ted's Excellent
I've
Adventure,
watched
right?
it in parts,
Okay.
but never front to back.
Really?
Nope. Just haven't done that. It's the
Well, how have you watched it in parts? Just on TV?
like away you go.
Or did you put in the thing and then like
years over years,
Yeah.
you see one clip and it's like, hey man, totally awesome, right?
Yeah. 10 triumphant cards. These are Pro Set Bill and Ted's cards available at Wayne Sports Cards.
Pro Set.
They got lots of like fun old movies and TV cards.
They have Elf with the Alien Elf.
They do, yeah. How about this? Win a bodacious trip to San Dimas, California, or some other non-bogus prize.
Gnarly.
Can you imagine if we open these packs up and it's like, congratulations, you've won a trip to San Dimas, California.
Well, we had a chance to sit in on a taping of a Home Improvement episode.
Who did?
We did out of those because remember.
Oh, with the Home Improvement cards. Yeah,
you
that's
could have
right.
won your way to.
That's right. I was thinking. I was like, I feel like we've already had this sort of experience 40 years after the fact.
I mean, you could
But
take
it's
them to
there.
court and win a big one. Hey, on that.
Oh, when that would be kind of funny, actually. All right. So Tales of the North crack pack here in the 6 o'clock hour. Darren Dreger just after 7 o'clock today. He usually joins us on Monday. He was unavailable early in the week, so Mike Johnson flipped from Friday to Monday, and now Dreger's flipping from Monday to Friday. That's the ins and outs. We'll get to that. Dregs will join us just after 7 o'clock today. Cool Bet Hotline of the day as we look to remain mighty hot. Connor McDavid, you're not bucking us tonight. You're in a race for the Art Ross, and Nathan McKinnon's in your house, and you're not going to finish over 1.5 points tonight? Please. Lock it in right now. 7:30 today. That's good for Italian Center Shop. Vegas keyword also on the way around 7:45 today. First of 4 opportunities to qualify. Also an opportunity tomorrow with Hello Hockey with Tommy and Belzy.
Yep.
I says, pardon? We'll go there around 7:45 today. Kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike. 3 questions too many for Park Mazda. Orange and Blue Breakfast from Mobile One and Blue Water Lubricants. 50 years of success with Mobile One and the Blue Water Group and the Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the week. I'm going to be in the mood for a little bevy, I think, by the time we get to about 8:30.
I think so, hey?
Today, yeah. Yeah, no, I think that'll be real nice. Gordo is in and says, are you guys getting a Sirius XM channel? No. The rookie says, is the meaning about expansion? Leduc Sports Talk. No, that's not it either.
I do love expanding, but all to the satellite communities around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations. We are now in Devon.
But still calling ourselves Edmonton Sports Talk.
Yeah.
But being outside the city.
Well, that would be
what
ridiculous.
a novel concept.
That would be ridiculous. Why would you have something based significantly outside the city, but refer to it? I mean, that's crazy to me. I don't think we'd ever do that. This text is in. It says, I think you guys are maybe cooking something up with the Elks.
Oh, we cooking. We got a lot of burners on, actually.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, you're not wrong.
No, yeah,
there.
I'll just rip this Band-Aid off. We already got stuff cooking with the Elks. I mean, the Elks need somebody in this city to fully buy into them. That's going to be Edmonton Sports Talk.
Pizza's
100%.
in the oven. The pie is in.
And I mean that in like a literal way as well. If the new ownership group wants me to sprinkle in a few bucks, I will. I'm talking like a couple $100. So not like we're not talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, but it'd be nice to be like, what happened? What are you? Oh, I own 0.003% of the Edmonton Elks.
No, you're an owner.
That'd be pretty cool,
Right,
actually. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. All right, 780-218-9999. Just after 6:30 this morning. Let's see where are we at for the. I'm monitoring the YouTube likes here. If we get to 120, we're hitting John T's new song.
YouTube like monitor. 88.
88. Eric Lindros. Nice. Not good enough, but you still got time. All right, let's get into your morning announcement.
Trust
Well,
nice.
this is always what I think about. Like, isn't that how everybody sort of operates?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into your morning announcements today. As always, for Edmonton's best rock, 100.3, The Bear. Ding, ding, dong. On a Friday, Dean is in and says, guys, I'm going through Calgary today to Lethbridge with my car loaded with Oiler car flags. Wish me luck. Hope the Ford doesn't break down. Conch me. I like this guy. I like this guy like smuggling Oilers car flags south of Calgary down to Lethbridge. He's got them underneath where the spare tire goes. And that's where you smuggle things in cars, right? I don't know where else you'd smuggle something in a car.
The wheel well.
The wheel well under the spare tire. I
Shove
mean,
it up there,
that's where I'd smuggle things in a car. Anyway, morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear, Yukon and McCord every single morning over there. You can listen to my my daily hit with those guys. I think around 6:45. I'm not 100% when they actually play. Is it 6:45? And then, of course, our Jess Jackson. She's wonderful. She's an AM nasty, like all of you. She actually texted me over the weekend. It was like, Dusty, I need to confirm. Am I an AM nasty? I told you this story, but we didn't tell about it.
Fergie's prostate.
Yeah. Jess is just great. So she goes, I bumped into Fergie's prostate, and he was wearing an Edmonton Sports Talk hoodie. And she goes, I said to him, hey, nice sweater. He was wearing the sweater, the hoodie. She said, I said, hey, nice sweater. And Fergie, I don't know if he recognized Jess for being Jess or not, but she goes, and Fergie was just like, oh, are you an AM nasty yourself? Like, Fergie wants to get into like an hour-long discussion about
His
this.
delivery, and if you met the guy, it just kind of...
It's amazing, right?
see it.
Yeah, I think you
The
absolutely.
two of them, I would have loved to have seen that exchange.
You have to love it. I thought that was great. Anyway, check them out over on. They're giving away tickets to Metallica today over there. So best of luck to everybody on that one. Here's what we got last night in the National Hockey League. Sidney Crosby, my man. How about Sid the Kid and the Pittsburgh Penguins? They're hanging around.
Yep.
Huge win. They had to have it against the Caps last night. They get it done. 4-1 there. Tampa Bay Lightning 7-4 over the Montreal Canadiens last night. Boston rolls into Carolina. Big win for the Bruins there. Rolls into Carolina, beat the Canes 4-1 last night. Florida Panthers had to get going, had to get off some sort of whatever schneid they're on. Lost to Toronto, lost to Montreal, roll into Ottawa. A recipe for success there. Panthers put up 6. Hammer the Sens 6-0. The Colorado Avalanche rolling into Edmonton tonight. Dare I say a little fat and happy.
They took care of business.
Picking up the road win last night in Minnesota. 5-2 the final there. Nashville crushing the dreams and soul of the St. Louis Blues last night.
Are we calling it?
Blues are out.
Blues are out.
Blues are out. Officially eliminated. They're done. April 5th. See you later. Calgary Flames legitimately officially eliminated.
Well, I don't know. They might still be. If you talk to the organization, maybe they still have a chance.
You never know.
You never know.
Winnipeg
right?
Jets.
They're in the mix.
5-2 win there, and then the Los Angeles Kings 2-1 over the San Jose Sharks.
Point
Kinda
back of the Preds now, the Kings.
Nice little battle there in that
you
wild
know.
card spot. Connor McDavid's got some work to do. He's got some work to do in the race for the Art Ross here. He's got 126 points. McKinnon's up to 130. And the Cooch will not be denied. He's at 133 points right now. So Kucherov back up to a 7-point cushion on McDavid. The Oilers shut out by the Dallas Stars. What was that, the third time this season? They were shut out. I'd be very surprised if it happens again along the way. So Connor McDavid with McKinnon in the house tonight. This dude has got to be a lock for 2 points or more this evening. Has to be.
You have a rule that when he bucks you off twice, it's immediately back on.
Well, I
You've
mean,
been saying it since.
even if you
It
got
can't-
back up after the first time, if you get bucked off again, you're still a quitter if you stop.
There's no way it's 3. You're not getting bucked off thrice. It just doesn't happen. It's,
Do you think Connor McDavid's going to go 3 straight games without having multiple points? I says, pardon? No chance.
exactly.
No chance. He's getting 2 points tonight. We'll dive into a little bit more with your Cool Bet hotline of the day coming up. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. That'll get you into the Paris Jewelers inbox. This one is in from Dudley. It says, hey, guys, after listening to you promote Popeyes all day yesterday, all I decided I want to try out was the hottest wings for supper last night. And I have to say, they were delicious. But I woke up this morning with a tummy ache.
Well,
My assumption is from the hot sauce. That'll
that's the
happen.
heat. That's the heat, baby.
I mean, if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
That's what they say. It's that is the thing about enjoying a hot and spicy meal is it tastes great. It's going down great. You got to plan. You got to know what's coming. You know.
You have to. This is why I really don't eat a lot of spicy things because I
you
get
know.
nosebleeds. Remember, I've said it multiple times. I'll eat like a buffalo chicken wrap, and I'll get a nosebleed for some reason. So not all the time, but it happens. It happens. It's like after I drink booze after I hammer back some double spiced rum and diets. 2 days later, I'll just get a random bleeding nose.
Totally dehydrated.
Yeah. I guess that's probably what it is.
But you know your body.
Yeah, I know my body. My body prefers breakfast sandwiches, and they handle that pretty good.
I love the heat. You talked to YouTube Trev about hot wings, eh? He's a story to tell.
Yeah,
We need to get into the details on that.
I don't know
believe-
if PTSD or
on the pre and post, so we talked about it a lot because Tommy was doing. He was at
He was
Hudson's
at
for a lot
Hudson's,
of
yeah.
them. So yeah, if you don't know, I've got a pretty terrible experience with the hot wings, but I still eat them because it's my favorite flavor.
The heat's great. You can't give it.
I mean, it
No,
was
it's-
only 2 or 3 years that you were dealing with issues, right?
Yeah, like right around 3 years.
Yeah.
So it was pretty difficult.
It's like the
but
heat
we're
bucked
good
him
now.
off, and he's back on the. He's
Yeah.
back on it. He can't.
Well, if Trev can handle it,
Yeah,
then
no.
anybody can handle it. Look at this guy. Yeah, third time back up. Back up.
to
On
the guy texting in, just give your gut a little punch. Give it. Let it know who's boss, right?
You'll
Maybe
be,
feed it more hot stuff. Maybe go back for more wings this afternoon. Really kind of beat it into submission.
Morning, guys. Are you ready for tonight? The 2 best in sport going head to head on a national stage. The pace of the game and the energy in the building will be crazy. Paige versus Caitlin, Yukon, Iowa. The feeling is that this will set a new record for TV viewership. I was Yukon's coach. I was watching him talk yesterday, and I love it. He just came out straight up and said, "We've got the best player in the country." So
Okay, well,
I know
that's
everybody's talking about Caitlin
line
Clark,
drawn.
but Paige on the other side of this, she's phenomenal as well. Yukon, Iowa tonight in the madness.
And NC State, South Carolina, not to be the other Final Four.
Yeah.
The Final Four matchup, which will not be discussed nationally.
780-218. Do not be shy. Fire us a text this morning. Get yourself in the mix for text of the day for A and W. Tales of the North coming up. 108 likes. Got to be at 120 by 7 o'clock, or you don't get Jaunty's little Oilers playoff primer here. Let's go. If you're on YouTube watching, we appreciate the support.
Atif's sending a picture and it's not loading, so that's we're off and running today, I think.
Tales of the North on the other side of a sports update. We're going to crack some packs. And the Oilers and the Avs tonight, just how big is this game? I want the fan base's thoughts on, well, we'll get to it. I'll share my thoughts on it. Send us yours. How big is tonight's game? Oilers and Avs, Friday night. Oil trying to snap a 2-game slide here. How big is tonight's game? We'll get into that. Tommy have pregame tonight at Hudson's, postgame as well, down on White. Sports update right now with LTE.
Oilers back home to host the Avalanche tonight. You can join Tom Gazzola live at Hudson's on White Ave for the Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage begins 5:30 here on Edmonton Sports Talk, the iHeart and TuneIn apps, and as well on YouTube. Last night, Avalanche in action down in Minnesota, gaining ground in the Central with a 5-2 win over the Wild. Gabe Vilardi with the hat trick, leading the Jets over the Flames 5-2. Winnipeg clinching a postseason spot with the win. Preds crushing the playoff hopes of the Blues with a 6-3 victory, and the Kings they'd hold off the Sharks 2-1. Canada with a 4-1 win over Finland to open the Women's World Hockey Championships yesterday. The 3-4 Blue Jays remain on the road to begin a 3-game set with the Yankees later this morning. First pitch 11:05. Jays will send Yusei Kikuchi to the mound up against former Blue Jay Marcus Stroman. Toronto Raptors visit Milwaukee tonight in one of 12 games around the NBA. Raptors looking to avoid a 16th straight loss. Canada's Brad Gushue enters the final day of round-robin play at the World Men's Curling Championships with an 8-2 record. Canada on the pebble right now up against Japan. Canada currently up 1-0 in the second end. And second round of the AJHL playoffs continues tonight. Calgary Canucks host Drumheller with the Canucks leading that series 3-1, while Canmore visit Whitecourt with that series tied at 2. Sports update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting services. Whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential, plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call, 780-455-4292.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Dusty and Eric and all of the bad guys. Like Brzezinski and Noodles, Gadget can gauge it. Maybe just bump out a cool band to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Sharky's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number one in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some Huntix and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat up the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macramella, Rapaport, Dreger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him here in person, Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty crew. We got the Nielson show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
There's nothing you can do about it. 6:35 on a Friday. We've got we're gonna crack some packs coming up. Darren Dreger just after 7 o'clock this morning. We will get into the Pittsburgh Penguins and Sidney Crosby. I did see some people saying if Sidney Crosby gets the Penguins into the playoffs, he all of a sudden becomes Hart Trophy contender.
That'd be quite a...
I know, but come on.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to give Sid the Hart when he's 45 points behind.
If it's anybody else, it's not talking about it's Sid, so that conversation...
Yeah, well, exactly.
He's built up enough credit at this point, too, and
Yeah.
that's fine, but yeah, you're right. We're not seriously kind of...
I mean, what he's doing is incredible.
Sure.
But and I'm sure he'd get like some fourth place votes or something like that.
To be in consideration, I think, is a win.
Oh, 100%.
That right there
Look at
is
this dude. Look at his season. Who is this guy? LeBron James, for goodness sakes? It's ridiculous what he's doing this late in his career. It's very impressive. All right, you can hit us up in the nasty chat over on YouTube where we have hit that goal of 120 likes. It's funny how you guys only give us thumbs up when we bribe you with something. It actually really hurts me. It's like, come on, guys. Like, just give us the likes anyway. Well, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to hold a grudge.
You don't get the stuff for free, right? There's a bit of a give and take. It's like a bartering. It's a bartering process here.
I mean, if you like us, just like us. Yeah,
3 pelts for a like, they'd say.
All right, Oilers and Avs tonight. As you can tell by looking at us, it's a big one. Tales of the North to get you set for the Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche tonight. Tales of the North brought to you by Sir Christopher Boyle, Lord of Life Insurance, Sentinel of Life's Legacy. Ye old Chris Boyle. It was an absolute beauty for not only sponsoring Tales of the North, but being like, I want you guys to really take it to the next level. Which is like, this is Chris Boyle, Sir Master of Treasury. Because he does tax strategies and stuff for you. It's great. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're not watching on YouTube, if you're listening on TuneIn or on iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, ChristopherBoyle.net/Tales of the North. He's actually created like a Tales of the North themed landing page. It's great. ChristopherBoyle.net/Tales of the North for more information on winning some tickets to a playoff game. If you're watching on YouTube, just scan that QR code in the corner, and that'll take you and give you more details on how you could win tickets in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. All right, let's get into Tales of the North. Rick, you ready to go here?
At the ready.
Yes, my liege. All right, here we go. Tales of the North.
Who owns the North? Who owns the North? Show me!
Hey, McKinnon, get me a soda with some ice in it.
Tonight in the North, the defenders of the district dare stand in the way of an avalanche, rolling in after a wild battle just the night before. The race for the Ross, Tisby heating up, as Connor the Incredible and McKinnon the Mighty look to fend off the Cooch, while at the same time dueling amongst themselves. Snipe after snipe, apple after apple, these two wonderful wizards cast the peculiar potions of production upon the cursed Mascodians of the Iron Cage, who once again shake in fear and stand in puddles of their own piss while pleading for mercy at the hands of the magical McDavid and the mystical McKinnon. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Ross! Colton! Ross! Colton!
Tales of the North, brought to you by Sir Christopher Boyle. Boom. That'll get you ready. You think I took it too far with puddles of their own piss?
No.
I thought that worked out. It's pretty happy about that one.
That's how they
last night.
talked.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
was just regular every day.
Thank you.
You bathed in piss back then, right? Like it was because it was out on the streets. You'd go to the bathroom, you
urine.
dump it out the window, and
Sweet.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
you made do.
So that would be the goaltenders, the cursed masked guardians of the Iron Cage, who once again shake in fear and stand in puddles of their own piss while pleading for mercy of the magical McDavid and the mystical
Paints a
McKinnon.
picture, eh?
It really does. You see Georgiev standing in his crease tonight, and there's just this little puddle down between his legs. You're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
He's pissing his pants.
Have
again.
you been drinking enough water?
Here comes Connor McDavid. Yeah. Are you dehydrated?
Jesus, that's yellow.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. By the way, as much as we build up the race for the Ross here between McDavid and
Kucherov.
McKinnon,
Oh.
the Cooch, like, at least I mentioned the Cooch. I thought it was nice to at least mention the Cooch in there.
We know who's podiuming.
He's 7 points up
We
on
know the
McDavid
podium,
right?
right? But it's just how we...
We know exactly what the podium
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
going to be 2 Red Bulls and probably a Ferrari.
Exactly.
But here in the National Hockey League, it's going to be these 3 guys. The Stair Farmer's in and says, good morning, guys. Can all of us nasties get a conch? All of you?
Yeah.
Bold suggestion, but sure. Guys, is the big meeting today about having a weekly meeting with Aaron Rodgers so you can have a nice level of bat bleep crazy on the show?
I think we already have a comfortable level of bat bleep crazy without old A-Rod.
I think so. I don't think we need him.
No.
We'll be all right. Also, I do want to add the censorship button to our board here, too, just like Tommy. It's like real fun. I think he's going to have fun with that
Or
tonight.
for when Filthy Bruce comes back, or maybe Dick
yeah.
Vennerette, when he decides to join us finally for the first time.
We'll put Filthy Bruce on the show again, and the whole time I'm just like,
Just hold it down.
the whole thing. That would be that'd be pretty funny. I like that one. I want to get to this one too from the Sailor out east. Ahoy, UAM nasties! It's your boy Sailor and baby Tony.
Old Tony.
Checking in, munching some data. Nom 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 nom. Can I get a conch for my wife's last day at work for 18 months and my last alone on paternity leave with baby Tony until baby number 2 comes? Also, it's my wife's birthday today. Oh, we got you. I'm getting emotional here because kids grow up so fast. The Sailor just had a special year with little baby Tony. Now you're never going to have time with that kid ever again. Second kid's coming. They're going to keep you all busy. Hopefully you cherished your time with baby Tony.
Things moving fast in the Hammer, hey?
Yeah, it sounds like it. What else is there to do outside of reproduce humans? That's what they like to do.
That's the motto of
out in the
Hamilton,
out in the Hammer, yeah. Guys, Dusty looks like Jim Morrison if he was a rock star in times of lore. Is that what Jimmy Morrison would have looked like back in the day?
You put that wig back on, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Give you a bottle of something, and away you go.
William Mikespear says, good morning, guys. Are you in final negotiations for your new drive time show, Afternoons with Marshall and the Muzz? Hashtag second meetings. I go see that, but I do see like a midday where it's 3 minutes every day at 1 o'clock. Marshall and the Muzz talk all the hottest stories in sports.
Don Cherry had his grapevine.
Yeah,
how long was that? That was like a minute and a half. Like it was just kind of
that's a good point.
And there was no time limit.
Yeah,
we can squeeze them a minute or two.
Your sports minute with Marshall and the Muzz.
Yeah,
that'd be a lot. As long as they keep it tight, who cares? All right, how big is this game tonight? In the overall scheme of things,
not big at all.
Well,
they're
like
both
a
going
little
to the
bit
playoffs.
big.
Well,
they can
really
clinch tonight. Today's clinch miss.
If you want to zoom out,
yeah,
clinch. I get that, but
today they can clinch today.
They're not making the playoffs.
No, they're going to be in. I mean, they're in.
Now again, and the overreacting, underreacting thing, we're kind of having fun with that, but I guess is this a different feel than Dallas? I mean, again, you mentioned the Ross Chase. We talked yesterday about how these two teams are maybe a little more similar than the depth of Dallas, right, and the goaltending of Dallas, or what Dallas can bring in that department. So, kind of a better matchup maybe for the Oilers tonight, but one I think we all definitely salivate towards. And given the last meeting, the overtime one, that was just a real good game, and post trade deadline with some of the pieces Colorado acquired, or one namely making his announcement. I look forward to tonight. It's a continuation of two good teams doing battle in the West. But in terms of like overall importance, again, when it comes to the overreacting part, if they win tonight, celebrate like you won the cup. But if they lose, just move on to tomorrow. You got a game down in Calgary.
I'm sure Oilers fans on the post game show tonight with Tommy Gazzola at Hudson's, if the Oilers lose to the Avalanche tonight after losing to Dallas and St. Louis this week, I'm sure they'll definitely just want to move on.
You got to at this stage of the game, at this stage of the season. I mean, again, if this is a playoff series, you can't sit around and wallow in the piss, I guess, as we've been kind of saying this hour. You got to go.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is tonight's game for the Oilers against the Colorado Avalanche?
They play again.
I know, but that one's the end of the season. You don't even know what the lineups are going to be.
But what if McDavid and McKinnon? Like,
I know.
What do you do?
I know. YouTube, Trev, what say you on this one? On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is this game against Colorado tonight?
I'd have to say it's a 10. I think it's a 10.
10 out of 10.
That's yeah. No, for sure. Like anytime these guys play, like if you look at the beginning of the season, the Oilers play the Avs. I'd say I'm like, wow, tonight's a big game, right? But there's playoff implications tonight. The Oilers can clinch, obviously, with the headlines with McDavid, McKinnon. You got Makar and Draisaitl. So yeah, I think it's a huge game. The Oilers really, really need to they need to be able to know that they can beat a team like the Colorado Avalanche heading into the playoffs. I think, and they were so close, right? They should already know, like, we're this close with a team like the Colorado Avalanche. But if they can get the dub tonight, I think that'll, their confidence will be really high. So I think it's a huge game. I'd say 10 out of 10.
Man, I was going to say about 8, and I thought I was going to be ripped for being too high on it. But look, Trev makes a very good point. They had this 3-game sort of mini set against the Avs between the beginning of the season and the end of the season. That game on the last part of the season, I mean, if somebody's if they're battling for first in the division or trying to stay ahead of Vegas, I mean, there could be some meaning to that game. But if the Oilers lose tonight, it'd be 3 in a row, and it would be 2 in a row against the Colorado Avalanche. There's already that narrative out there that they're not great against other top-end teams. Now, with that being said, most top-end teams are just kind of like everybody else against top-end teams. Nobody dominates top-end teams. So I think this is important tonight. I know it's just, and somebody said start a poll. I'm starting a poll question over on YouTube right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is tonight's game for the Oil? What should I do? 8 to 10? Let's go 8 to 10.
Just 1 in 10.
Just 1 and 10. That's it. It's one or the other.
You got to choose.
5 to 7, and then I'll add an option. I'll go meh, and we'll just leave it at that. We'll see where the reaction is. Most people probably settle in that 5 to 7 range.
The maybe.
But if they lose to the Avalanche again after just losing to the Dallas Stars, if people want to ask questions, I'm not gonna go after people being like, don't. No, it's not a panic thing. But I'm not. If somebody texts into and says, "Guys, I'm kind of worried if they have to face this Avalanche team in the playoffs," you're not going to be like, "Well, don't worry, everything's going to be fine."
Well, I think style of loss helps too. I mean, getting shut out in Dallas 5-0 is different than losing in overtime by a goal. And again, the last time these two teams played is triple. Like, they can hang with them, they can play with them. There's no question there. But I would say if you get a bare butt spanking tonight, either way.
But even
really
if they lose in overtime again, you're like, well, they need to find a way to get it done.
But maybe you let them have these chips now, and then you cash it in the there could be a narrative there as well. I just think they can play with the Avalanche. There's no question there. I mean, wherever the result goes tonight, but you're kind of looking at it. In my view, I'm looking at for be some sort of in the middle. If it kind of goes haywire like it did the other night in Dallas, I mean that's the concerning part. Heads start to fly, shoulders slump, that type of thing.
Jay is in, makes an interesting case here too. Colorado's also on the back-to-backs on the road. If you can't beat them tonight,
well, ...
Good point. They started at Noonan last night, so you'll get Georgiev tonight. Department of Nuge defense. The game importance is relative to the Oilers' psyche. If they're in a slumber or pissy, it's huge for them to get out of it. If they are confident either way, then it doesn't really matter.
But if they play hard tonight, if the shots are flirting with 40 or something like that, and they end up losing 4-2 with an empty net goal.
Yeah, are you saying if they legitimately get goalie tonight, does it change things?
Or something. I mean, I'm just going through scenarios here, and because again, these can get cut a lot of different ways. But if tonight they come out flat, or if there's more stuff from the other night in Dallas, I mean, if Draisaitl's still doing that, I mean, you want to see improvement in certain areas, and I just think the results sometimes can get clouded by I mean, you can play a really good game and lose. You can play a really, as we've seen from this Oilers team, a period or two and get away with a win. So I'm just thinking again, they can play with Dallas and they can play with these Colorados. Yeah, the results you'd like to get them, but maybe them getting them in the regular season leaves you then you want to get it more in the playoffs in terms of psyche.
This text says, nobody dominates top-end teams, eh? Thanks for telling Oilers fans the Oilers are on a top-end team. What are you talking about? The Oilers are a top-end team. But none of these teams really dominate other top-end teams. They're all 500-ish against other top teams in the league. With the exception of the Rangers, I think the Rangers have a pretty good record against some of these better teams. Anyway, I'm confused.
But they'll probably get out in the first round. That's kind of Rangers hockey, hey? And again, going with President's Trophy and everything, it always comes up to Bruins losing in the opening round. It's very fun now in the top heaviness, and especially in the West. But I'll go back to my original point. They're going to be in the playoffs.
So in the end,
And that's
whatever.
and again, maybe
Be ready.
I get it. It's kind of
I
loserish talk.
but I think there's a difference here. If over this stretch they only beat Calgary, Arizona, and Anaheim,
Yep.
and they lose to the contest, like that would
Sure.
You got to mix in a couple of wins here down the stretch against Vegas, against Colorado, against Vancouver. Which I mean they could sweep them. I mean who knows?
But if you're like squeaking out those wins, would that be justified too? Like I know you're getting the win, but I'm just looking at how they're playing, the demeanor, the psyche, all of that, and obviously the Art Ross race. But I wouldn't get too up in arms about results right now because I just
No, it's fair. It's a fair way.
I don't know if I'm being a little
I don't
too-
think fans will.
I mean I'm
take
all
that
up for the up
approach,
and down,
but
but yeah.
All right, look, people have been asking for it, so let's get to it. Crack Pack Anthem, Wayne Sports Cards. Here we go.
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
The Crack Pack is a little old game where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A Crack Pack, baby. Crack Pack. That's what people wanted, correct? Wayne Sports Cards National Hockey Card Day is just around the corner, and you're going to want to pop in. They've got the special National Hockey Card Day set.
Carnival atmosphere down there. On that day, it really is.
Yeah, exactly. It always is. Nielson family will probably try to sneak in there at some point. Crack Pack card breaks. I got the. I'm doing a WrestleMania break tomorrow, if you can believe it. I've
Are you dressing up?
I've got some 2023
Paint your
WWE Prism cards.
You should dress up as Ultimate Warrior.
We're
going
to get to.
Could you do that?
What's that?
Ultimate Warrior? Dress up full Ultimate Warrior for the break. Stay in character the entire break.
That'd be pretty fun, actually.
That'd be good.
I don't mind that. National Hockey Card Day coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend. So they have obviously every sport card you would need, but Bill and Ted's movie cards. Wayne was pretty excited about these yesterday. Me too. Trev, do you want to open a pack of these?
Excellent.
Yes, that's right, Trev. You know, bogus.
Yeah.
All right, I'm hoping we get like Socrates rookie cards and stuff here. So these are just straight up movie picture cards. I love it. And remember, there's a chance here that we could win a trip to San Dimas.
Yeah, this is like, see, it's your instant win. Yeah, you fill it out too, eh?
I think these actually have
It's a scratch. I can scratch and win. It's
for the San Dimas
Yeah, I
trip.
don't know what the-
Scratch it and try to win it, buddy.
Scratch and
Let's
win, yeah, we'll see.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, you get one of those in every pack. Okay, we'll have to do our scratches here. Okay, so this is looking like, yeah, it's both movies. It's cards from both movies. Trev, you haven't even opened your pack yet. Look at this, Genghis Kong. Look at that picture. That's like a Genghis Kong rookie right there.
They're holding each other's heads in this one.
I appreciate that.
So when they're playing cards.
There's a beef oven.
I think Keanu Reeves is
Hitting
going
it up.
down a water slide.
What am I opening here?
Yeah. From what's
Or
it?
Napoleon discovers the water slide.
Yeah, that's Napoleon.
Trey Bon, it says.
Oh man, what is it? Waterloo? Waterloop? Is that what it is? Somebody will tell me. What was the name of the? What was the name?
Who's the old man here with the beard?
That's Socrates. And I can't believe that you haven't. I can't believe you haven't seen these. You're killing me here.
Excellent.
These. This is good stuff. I love this.
Excellent.
We're gonna try to win that trip to San Dimas.
Bill and Ted's
with,
party time. Right?
No.
That's
Oh my God! Stop.
party time.
Just
Bill and
stop.
Ted's.
You're killing
Chicago
me.
Blackhawks.
You're killing me. My God, man.
I'm gonna have fun scratching this though. We'll send them away. See what happens.
Can you imagine if we actually win that?
Some guy's waiting for people to send these in, hey, and just waiting for a winner.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case. National Hockey Card Day at Wayne's is going to be busy, but it's going to be awesome there. Balloon Pop will be back and everything. Saturday, April 13th, National Hockey Card Day. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Joe Belineski, the year is 2027. EST finally gets a crack pack cam. Yeah, that would be nice. Show off some of these cards. There's some nice cards there from a pro set Bill and Ted's perspective. All right, how many YouTube likes are we at? How many thumbs up do we get on YouTube here in the 6 o'clock hour? I did say we'd play the new Jaunty. 163. All right, well done. Thank you very much for the support. Let's go to... So this is like a playoff primer from Jaunty. Not even like an official playoff song, but this is just something to get you pumped up for the playoffs. Here we go.
Drysdale looking for victory. McDavid knocks it. Game over in overtime. Cleveland's turnaround. Here's Sidor racing in. He's around the net trying to come out. Oh my goodness! Curtis Joseph has made the play of the series. And we're still in overtime. They're going to try here. Rushing the center and down the lane. And it's not goal!
Oh, baby, for sure.
Like the secret ingredient in that cake is the Bob Cole.
Oh, man.
I mean, that is just the...
Mixing in some Bob Cole, Oilers stars, Todd Marchand, mixing in the Cujo save there. That beat gets you going. I like when it slows down right here because we could definitely do something right here.
Yeah, this is...
How dude.
That's nice.
Sounds like
That's
a Zen
good.
Gus Girgensons rap.
It does,
You know
a little
what I mean?
bit.
It's got
Same
that
moose.
Foreboding...
Girgensons. All right, on the way coming up just after 7 o'clock, Darren Dreger, Oilers and the Avs tonight. Pittsburgh Penguins led by Sidney Crosby. Hanging around. We'll get into that a little bit with Dregs coming up here just after 7 o'clock for Pro-Am Sports. Cool Bet hotline of the day as we try to remain red hot. Somebody texted in earlier and said, Dusty, can you give yourself a conch for that MLB parlay yesterday? Yeah. Not only are we not only banging out hockey parlay winners, also hit a 2-gamer in Major League Baseball yesterday, which is good as well.
You're riding on the Pirates now, hey?
I was on a who was it yesterday? Pirates.
How about those Pittsburgh Pirates?
I know.
love it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
crazy.
here for this story.
It's nuts.
The new Marlins.
Well, yeah, and look at the Marlins now.
Exactly.
Well, Marlins are awful.
Yeah.
That's good. Coming up just after 7:30. Vegas keyword on the way in exactly 45 minutes. You don't want to miss that. The EST Flyway to Vegas. I says pardon in hour number 2 today as well. Sports update right now with LTE. Darren Dreger on the other side here.
Oilers back home to host the Colorado Avalanche tonight. You could join Tom Gazzola. He'll be live at Hudson's on White for the Oil Stream pregame show. Coverage starts 5:30 here on Edmonton Sports Talk, the iHeart and TuneIn apps, and as well on YouTube. Avalanche last night picking up a win down in Minnesota 5-2 over the Wild. Jets punching their ticket to the postseason with a 5-2 victory over the Flames. Preds crushing the playoff hopes of the Blues with a 6-3 win, and the Kings would hold on to defeat the Sharks 2-1. Canada with a 4-1 victory over Finland yesterday to open the Women's World Hockey Championships. The 3-4 Blue Jays will stay on the road to start a 3-game set with the Yankees later this morning. First pitch, 11:05. Jays will send Yusei Kikuchi to the mound up against former Jay Marcus Stroman. The Raptors, they visit Milwaukee tonight in one of 12 games around the NBA. The Raps looking to avoid a 16th straight loss. Canada's Brad Gushu enters the final day of round-robin play with an 8-2 record at the Men's World Curling Championships. Canada on the Pebble right now up against Japan. Currently, Canada with a 4-1 lead. That game in the fourth end. Canada will then take on Switzerland later on today. Final four action from the Women's March Madness tips off tonight. NC State take on South Carolina, while Iowa are up against UConn. Back over to hockey. AJHL playoff action continues tonight. The Calgary Canucks host Drumheller, with the Canucks leading that series 3-1. Canmore, they'll visit Whitecourt. That series tied at 2 games apiece. Sports update brought to you by the Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road. Your home for the final week of March Madness as the Final Four gets set to battle for the national championship. Catch all the action at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
$7:02 in the morning. Thank you very much for being here. Dusting of the white stuff today. Just a little bit. Are they getting it harder down in southern Alberta? I thought they were, some of my buddies down south said they were expecting like a decent little amount of snow.
Quite a few inches.
Quite a few inches down south.
Like at least 10 inches, I think.
What?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Holy smokes.
8 to 10 inches.
My
maybe?
goodness. We're not getting that here, right? We're just basically what we see is what we get.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
about
The
just it.
Maritimes, eh?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, the seasons are moving by a month. I've been preaching this for like 5 years now. Anyway, we'll see how the rest of it. Yeah, well, I don't want to necessarily link it to that.
Oh, no.
But I just feel like the seasons are moving by a month. Winter now lasts a little bit longer. Starts about a month later. That's how
It's changing.
That's how I view it. That's my theory anyway. 780-218-99. We're not here for weather takes today. Where's Josh Clausen when you need him? Klaus, tell me I'm right. If Klaus is in his old weather office there today, tell me I'm right on the season's moving a little bit.
Ivory Tower.
I have to be. You can hit us up in the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. We are asking you, how important do you think tonight's game is for the Oilers against the Colorado Avalanche?
And explain your answer, please.
Show your work.
Important why? Not
That's what-
important
that's what you
why.
want. Good morning, gentlemen. It was like driving in Star Wars. They went hyperspeed on the Yellowhead coming in from Spruce Grove today. That's always fun, isn't it? Don't you pretend that?
That's a good little game to
Yeah,
play.
that's a pretty good one as well. Your thoughts on it? Oilers and Avs tonight. It is just another regular season game, but the Avs are coming in back-to-backs on the road. The Oilers have lost 2 in a row. You want the team to be in the mindset here of at least putting one together tonight. As Eric said, if you don't win but you play really well,
I want a
maybe
response
it's,
from that stinker. I want a response. I want a visible response. I want cooler heads. I want smarter hockey. A response.
Miranda down in Calgary said, man, they get quite a bit of snow in Calgary too. I think it was a little bit more even further south, but definitely more than what we saw here. Let's lay out the second hour for you. We got the keyword for the EST Flyaway to Vegas in about 40 minutes. We'll give you that around 7:40 today. Cool Bet hotline of the day is still to come, as well as we try to remain red hot over there. We're going to dive into a few storylines from the National Hockey League last night with Darren Dreger, who usually joins us on Mondays. We flipped him and MJ this week, so he's going to join us today to get you ready for the Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche in a big one. All of our hockey insiders all year long, brought to you by the great crew and the great guys over at ProAmSports.ca. They've got that Ryan Smith private signing coming up. The deadline to get your items in or selected from what they're offering is tomorrow. Mike Krushelnyski has a deadline of April 20th, and Ronnie Lowe on May 4th will be the deadline for the private signing with local good guy Ronnie Lowe. All the details on that, proamsports.ca. Also, if you're looking for a car flag with the playoffs just around the corner, Pro-Am can hook you up with those as well. All right, let's bring in Darren Dreger today. The Edmonton Oilers have dropped 2 in a row. Colorado played last night, won last night. Dregs, this is a bad. We're trying to figure out. We know it's just like another regular season game, but they lost to Colorado last time they played them. They'll play them again, but it'll be the final game of the year. Outside of maybe some Art Ross things, I'm not sure how much will be on the line for either team in the final game of the year. How important do you think this game is for the psyche of the Edmonton Oilers tonight?
Yeah, I think it is important, right? Because if you're going to hoist that Stanley Cup, which is clearly the goal of both these clubs, you've got to get through some of the best teams. And so the mindset this time of year matters. I would think that most teams, even a team like Edmonton who's in a playoff lock, are thinking that way. You're trying to get into that mindset of being in playoff mode with the remainder of the regular season games and, round one looming. So, Colorado, we know, is not that removed from being a Stanley Cup champion. And they seem to have a lot of swagger in that Western Conference. But so does Edmonton. The Dallas Stars, the Winnipeg Jets are kind of teetering a little bit, but they're playing also better of late. So again, at least for me, from a mental prep perspective, games like this matter. It's different than a non-playoff team using a game against Edmonton or Colorado as a measuring stick, as a test to see where they're at this point of the year. At this point, it's a little bit of, okay, unless you're going through load management and you've got top players who understandably are on the sidelines and you don't have the lineup that you're going to dress in game one of the postseason, then again, there's still a mental attachment to this thing that makes it worth something to everybody.
NHL analyst and insider Darren Dreger with us on the show this morning. Lots of talk, obviously, heading into this game about the race for the Art Ross Trophy, how it will translate into the conversation for the Hart Trophy as well, and with McDavid and McKinnon in the spotlight tonight. Meanwhile, Kucherov has a 7-point cushion on McDavid. Like, he's not slowing down at all over in Tampa, is he?
No, he's not. And frankly, the Tampa Bay Lightning are now quickly developing into the talk of the East, and deservedly so. All Nikita Kucherov does is string together 3-point games. I mean, that's all he does. And, he's not a player that flies under the radar. That's ridiculous. I mean, we know he's in the Art Ross. We know he's in the Hart conversation, and it's seemingly been that way year after year after year for Nikita Kucherov. But they've got a lot of things going right now with Tampa Bay. Steven Stamkos with a 2-goal, 3-point night last night against Montreal. Nicky Paul is starting to put the puck in the net on a consistent basis. Their goaltending is elite. If I were a team in the Eastern Conference, I'd be worried about the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, not a lot different than the conversation we just had about why the game between Colorado and Edmonton matters to both those teams. It's about momentum and going into the playoffs with the right frame of mind. And right now, Tampa Bay has a high level of confidence. So they're going to be a real difficult out in round one in the East.
When you look at things in the West out here, and it's funny because, you brought up Dallas. You mentioned Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Dallas, watching them play a couple nights ago and what they did to the Oilers, they're constructed differently than Colorado and Edmonton. Like a lot of high-end talent in Colorado, and we're talking elites. Because Dallas rolls out the top line with Pavelski and then Rupe Hinton-Robertson, and then basically 2 second lines after that. Their fourth line would probably play with most third lines around the league. I'm really fascinated to see, especially over in that other conference, because it would likely be Winnipeg, Colorado, or in the other division, and then Dallas waiting. I'm very interested to see how the teams of depth go up against the elite teams of top-end talent in the playoffs and how that sorts out. It's really fascinating, isn't it?
It is, and I don't want to say that the Dallas Stars have flown under the radar, maybe a little bit in the East, and I don't think that's out of disrespect. I think it's just because Dallas has been good, basically from puck drop in game one. They've been very, very consistent this year. Yeah, they've had some rocky times with their goaltending, but of late, their goaltending is terrific in Jake Ottinger. Real nice balance in Dallas. Dusty, you talked about, how solid their 4-line construction is. They identified early in the regular season that they felt like if they had the opportunity to add a decent right shot D-man, that's exactly what they do. Well, they get that in Chris Tanev, a guy with high-level character as well. So he helps in the leadership department. Not that they were lacking there. but it really kind of solidified that group. And then when you look at what they've got coming here, the pushing of the young legs, look at the emergence of Logan Stankoven. I mean, this kid has been terrific. And they've got another guy, Maverick Bork, who's had an unbelievable season in the American Hockey League. So when the veil of the salary cap comes off and Jim Nill and Pete DeBoer can bring in reinforcements and all hands on deck, well, the Dallas Stars have more coming. So as long as something doesn't go awry, where special teams dry up, their offense isn't quite as consistent, their goaltending maybe takes a little bit of a step back, I don't know how you can overlook the Dallas Stars as being a top team in the West, and perhaps in that conversation of being in the top 2 or 3 of the top Stanley Cup contenders at this point.
TSN's Darren Dreger with us on the Nielson Show this morning. Darren, just going out east now, can the Penguins do it? Can they escape the purgatory of the middle and grab a wild card spot? Big win last night, Sidney Crosby dragging this team, kicking and screaming. I know Dusty and I were talking. I mean, a little talk and a little smoke of Crosby and a heart. Won't get it, but I mean, I think we said too, just having that conversation is a big win for them as well. So can he do it, Darren? Can Crosby get the Pens to a wild card position?
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Now, they're going to need some help around them, obviously. And I don't mean this to sound like the captain, one of the most decorated in NHL history, one of the most beloved players in hockey history, and Sidney Crosby is giving the middle finger to Pittsburgh Penguins management. But it sort of has that feel to it, doesn't it? When the trade deadline came around, I don't blame Kyle Dubas for making the move that he made. Yeah, you can be critical and say, really, did you have to trade him to a conference rival in the Carolina Hurricanes? Jake Gensel we're talking about.
Yeah.
But obviously, that was the best deal that Kyle Dubas and the Pittsburgh Penguins had. But it was a direct shot at the rest of the group saying, we can't afford to let an asset like this go into the open market and get nothing back. Good business sense, good strategy. The problem with it is maybe they underestimated the willpower of Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang and Erik Karlsson and Evgeny Malkin and everyone associated with that NHL lineup, because what they've done since is borderline magical. It really is. And it would be such a terrific storyline across the league, not just in the East, if Crosby and the Pens found a way to claw in. Now, if they make it, who's not making it? And when I look at the playoff setup right now, you've got Washington that's still very much in it. You've got the Islanders with a big win last night. They're very much in it. Yep. The Detroit Red Wings, they're in it. I look at the Philadelphia Flyers. And as much as I like the Philadelphia Flyers story this year for a lot of reasons, including, the spontaneous combustion of John Tortorella on a day in and day out basis, they feel the most vulnerable to me, right? So it's going to take some artwork for the Penguins to find a way to claw in, but it's obviously doable, and it feels like there's just something special that's developing.
And the Flyers are that one of these things is not like the other. I mean, you're looking at it and you're kind of going, why are they? And when your coach is spontaneously combusting every second night, I mean, that's hardly a recipe for success, but there they are.
They'd be. I just looking at Pittsburgh's schedule. They get Tampa and Toronto, not easy, but they have games against the Red Wings and the Islanders still, which are going to, they're going to be huge. They also have the Bruins and Preds, so it's not an easy schedule for Pittsburgh here, but the 2 against Red Wings and the Islanders certainly make it possible. Philadelphia Flyers, as we mentioned, a little bit all over the place. Dregs, I saw you tweeting about the Canadian Hockey League and Russian players last night. Tell us exactly what's going on there, and where does this lead in the overall Russian involvement in anything, I guess, moving forward?
Yeah, and I don't know that it leads anywhere, Dusty, to be honest here. This is just a recognition by the Canadian Hockey League, which really is the 3 major junior leagues, right? The Western League, the Ontario League, the QMJHL, who, banned the inclusion of Russian and Belarusian players from their annual import draft. And when you look around the differing layers of hockey in North America, That hasn't been the case. So you've got the BC Junior League, who effectively went rogue, right? They broke away from the umbrella of Hockey Canada and said, no, we're going to do it on our own. Well, they've been cherry picking these players because they don't need the import draft rules and all of that. You guys don't pay a whole lot of attention to the GTHL in Toronto, in Ontario, but it's an enormous minor hockey association, and they've got a high percentage of Russian players.
Really?
Right? So there's no restrictions there. Yeah. And that's always kind of been the case in the GTHL. So I think that this is just creating a more level playing field for CHL. The owners, the managers of Canadian Hockey League teams wanted access to these players, and now they'll have it effective July. I think it's July 3rd. Is that when the import draft is in the CHL? But I don't really think that it's going to have a lot of influence on the geopolitical framework of, what happens next and whether or not this is going to influence international play. The IHF probably isn't paying a whole lot of attention to what the CHL is doing with its import draft.
Dregs, enjoy your weekend, and we'll chat with you on Monday.
Okay, guys, have a good one. Thank you.
There you go. That's Darren Dreger, Ray and Dregs podcast. You can find it on all your podcasting platforms as well. And, of course, TSN Hockey Insider. And more of your text reaction to 780-218-9999 coming out of a conversation with Dregs. Keyword for the EST Flyaway to Vegas, just under 30 minutes away if you want to get that keyword today and have a chance to win a trip to Vegas. Tell your friends. We would appreciate it if you would tell everybody you know that, hey, you can win a trip to Vegas with these guys over at Edmonton Sports Talk. Oh, wait, who's that? Well, it's Nielson and some of those guys from 1260.
I miss them.
Oh, man, I really wish their show was still on.
I wish I could listen to them daily.
It is on. Oh, man, it must be difficult to listen to. Actually, no, it's not that difficult to listen to. You can just listen on iHeart or on TuneIn. Yeah, but I don't want to pay for apps. No, that's okay, because the apps are free. You don't have to really pay anything. That's okay. I take it more seriously, though, if you could watch them. Well, I mean, you can definitely watch them on YouTube. Yeah, but I don't want to sit around just on my phone or my computer. No, you can actually turn YouTube on your TV and watch if you want.
We are literally Sidney Crosby dragging the listenership back. Like, come on, you got it. Come on.
It's 2024.
We'll get you
time
there.
To get activated in the online game, man. And if we have to give away a trip to Vegas to drag you in, then that is what we are going to do.
Yeah, Kyle Dubas be damned.
Kyle, keyword coming up, 27 minutes away, 7:45 today. We got That's Good on the way just after 7:30. And I says pardon today around 7:45 today as well. Cool Bet Hotline of the day in the next 10 to 12 minutes or so. But yeah, we'll go keyword around 7:45. Montorio Holmes texting on the importance of this game tonight between the Oilers and the Avs. It's a very fascinating discussion. In the end, now actually let's just take a look at the standings because Vegas is lurking around. The Oilers are 7 points back of the Canucks right now, just 3 points up on Vegas. Vegas, I think, plays Arizona in their next game.
Yeah.
So,
and then it's the big tilt Wednesday night between the Oilers and the Golden Knights.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh, yeah. Now, that we can take today's conversation. Then I'll go to the importance factor next week.
Do you want to ask this again on Wednesday?
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. Like, they play duds or studs the rest of the way, the Oilers.
Yeah.
That's it. They get a bunch of bum teams who are already eliminated, or they get absolute elites in Colorado, Vancouver, Vegas, and Colorado.
But I'm saying that Avalanche game at the end of the season, too, that's just a bit of a... Because if this points race still, like you kind of want, I mean, Vegas, we talked about this yesterday. They end the season at home against the Hawks, at home against the Ducks.
Yeah.
That's a nice little, get things ready, a little maintenance if you need.
So you're saying that final game of the year against Colorado is still going to mean something?
Well, it may not, but individually it could. Yeah. And what do we do there? Is it Art Ross season or Cup season here, right?
Colin Ellerslie says, doesn't matter whatsoever. Only playoff games matter at this point. No, I think even from a standings perspective, this game matters if you want home ice against Vegas.
Sure, that's
it still does. Vegas is right there.
There are things up for grabs still, yes.
You can't sit here and just go, well, I still think the Oilers can track down the Canucks, but I'm not worried about Vegas tracking down them. Well, mathematically, that's just ridiculous. The Golden Knights are 3 points back of the Oilers. The Oilers have one game in hand on them, and yes, the Oilers have 2 games in hand on the Canucks, but they're 7 points back. So got to be looking back as opposed to ahead here, maybe, especially with the way Vegas has been playing lately.
Or you could say, again, you could have the thought, too, that tonight's game isn't that important because you do have the confidence in the Oilers keeping that spot, as I do.
I still think it matters. What's that? What are the results on the poll question here?
Yeah.
Let's see. We threw this up
I bet you Meh is leading the way.
No.
No?
Meh is dead last.
What?
Yeah, as 15%. We asked the question, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is tonight's game for the Oilers? Meh is 15%. 5 to 7 is 26%. What? 60% of the vote for the 8 to 10 right now. What? Trevor's at a full-blown 10. What? Trevor's at a full-blown 10 earlier when we asked him. Montorio Holmes in the Paris Steelers inbox at 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Boys, if they get absolutely destroyed, then it's an important game. And then if they end up losing by 1 goal or by 2 goals, it's not that big a deal. Look at Boston. Look at the last year, the win streak they took into the playoffs, and at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Just get in. And we've seen these Oilers play with a cup or bust mentality, and it didn't work. I think them coming in highly touted, not highly touted, is what's best. I even think them playing on the road wouldn't be the worst thing. And Andy Bandy, or Bad Andy.
I like Andy Bandy.
No, there's an Andy Pandy, I think, in YouTube, but over in the inbox, it's Bad Andy. Maybe it's the same person. Who knows? Aren't the Oilers the duds at the moment? Tonight's game matters because 25 and 29 need to show that they can play a game without multiple brain
And
farts.
I'm looking for a response tonight. Whether that's on the ice or mentally from specifically those numbers, but the team as a whole as well. The response will be interesting. But I do subscribe to Ontario Momes theory, and I've said this before. I think this team plays better when they're pissed off, not on the ice, because we've seen the heads kind of fly as we did in Dallas the other night, but off the ice. I think when people are down on them and they can hear I think they like that juice. I think they love drinking that juice. And again, home ice, I get it. Everybody likes home ice, the change. I get there are certain luxuries of having the home ice advantage, but I also think this team starting on the road isn't necessarily the worst case scenario.
I think it was, I think on the hangout yesterday, Gager and Murray and the guys were talking about this. I think if it's against Vegas, you want to start at home.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
If it's against Vegas, I mean, if for some reason it's against the Kings, whatever. Play the games on the moon. The Oilers are going to win that series. But you've been to Vegas. The atmosphere there is absolutely
They do it up.
incredible.
They have a little play, a little vignette before the game. Where you,
they got on guard, all this stuff.
It's very intimidating.
I mean, who in the world is going to do something ridiculous like pretend to be like old-timey knights and stuff?
Will Ferrell.
Come on.
That's a blast.
Says the Tales of the North guys.
He'll be painted up again.
Vegas, you want to start at home, and you want Game 7 at home if you get there.
The Game 7 is
I
another
think
thing,
home
too,
ice is very important against the Vegas Golden Knights. They've been playing well lately. They're going to get healthier magically prior to the playoffs. So I do think it's almost disrespectful to fans at Rogers Place to be like, open on the road. I don't care. Not against Vegas. Not against Vegas. You want the series to start here against Vegas, and if it gets to Game 7, you want Game 7 to be here as well.
If I may, Nostradusty.
Oh.
If you can kind of look into the future here, maybe a couple of weeks in advance, let's just say the April 17, 18, 19, around that area.
Okay.
What is the landscape in the West, specifically the Pacific? You don't need to do the entire conference. What does the landscape in the Pacific look like? Because you're right, Vegas, getting healthy, turning things on. You kind of get a sense that, they might be coming on here for real. They had their little slump. And again, we talk about, you want to get real hot. Do you want to go to the playoffs winning 15 in a row? I don't think you do, but you want to be in some sort of win mode. So how do you balance that? So what do you see when it all shakes out? Are the Oilers top of the heap? I mean, still 2 games ahead of the Canucks. Are they in that third spot? Are they? Give me the Pacific.
I think this is gonna come across as extremely lame, but I'm still gonna say it. It's gonna be just like it is now.
Okay, that's fine.
Canucks are gonna have top spot in the division. They've had it all year. They're not letting it slide right now. The Oilers are going to have home ice against Vegas in the first round of the playoffs, and then nobody cares about the Los Angeles Kings. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to hold off the Golden Knights. That's kind of what
I think they hold off the Golden Knights, and the Golden Knights hold off. Well, I mean,
if they hold off the Golden Knights,
I just think the Kings goaltending it's a non-factor in the playoffs.
But I think if they and here's again why you could put another notch on the importance of tonight's game. If you can hold off, imagine the Golden Knights are on this run now, trying to get that number, and they hold them off. That would be. That's the thing too. Home ice is home ice on itself. Line changes are line changes on their own. But if this team is chasing you, nipping at your heels, and you manage to hold them off as they're playing some of the best hockey and getting healthy, wouldn't that be a psychological? And you get the home ice on top of that. And you hold it, and they can't catch you. I mean, that's the...
So the Oilers play the Avs tonight. And the Golden Knights play the Coyotes. So if the Oilers don't come away with a point against the Avs tonight, and Vegas beats Arizona, it's a 1-point race for home ice in the West. Now the Oilers do have a game in hand, but I mean that alone makes this game important. But I like the point that the one guy made about Draisaitl and Nurse bouncing back.
Well, that's what you want to. You have to see.
You've got another great challenge right here. Like if Darnell Nurse does something in the first period that has us going, what the hell is he doing? Then I think people are going to be like, what's happening?
Trade packages will be stitched together overnight. Huh? I've already seen a few.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. How important do you think tonight's game is between the Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche? Once again, 61% of you are saying it's an 8 to 10 range.
Now you should do a micro poll. 8, 9, or 10. Really dive in there. Really dive in there and
just
get the exact metric.
Look, if you think it's important, just put it in caps locks. This is important. This is an important game. Over on YouTube, man, we were almost the likes today are great.
Well, and a few wave comments as well, given your lust for games 1 and 2 at home. Need that wave going all game in game 1, Rip City Step says. And then Strummy says, you want to open the series here and be doing the wave by halfway through the game?
Well, we'll talk. Look, I'll do a whole segment on playoff wave etiquette.
101.
I will, 100%. We'll get that done.
You'll have a seminar. You'll be up at the Hilton.
Somebody has to. I mean, I was thinking of just doing it briefly on the show.
Okay.
But I mean, in the playoffs, unless it's a 3-goal lead and there's like 5 minutes left, you're not touching the wave.
But again, given Rip City Step and Strummy's points here, and I'm not coming down on fans in the wave or anything, but I think the Oilers, again, game 1 on the road, Vegas they'll be cranking that horn, doing all that I just think the Oilers...
You like them to start on the road,
I just think they hate
You're
that...
sick.
I'm going to swear here, but they hate that stuff so much that I think they just love... They love being an enemy. I'm going to... Like, that, Draisaitl loves being a bad... Like, there's something about them, and I'm here for dark Draisaitl and dark... Like, this is... I think they really like having that moniker about them. It's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy going down to Vegas and you just go down there and you get mad and you win. But I really think they have this... They like going into places and kind of try... They don't always spoil the parties, but I think they like doing that more so than... Again, lights are on game 1, everybody's going wild and the pressure's on and everybody's doing the wave.
Kind of a little side note here, but fun fact. Did you guys know the wave started in Edmonton?
Yeah, it was brought to my attention whenever I bitch about it.
Oh, darn
yeah,
it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Trev.
Never mind.
Thanks, Trev.
Right
so just
there.
like,
leave the key in.
Did you guys know this? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, let's get your cool bet hotline of the day. This is going to drive some of you nuts. Nathan McKinnon, according to the odds, is more likely to get 2 points tonight than Connor McDavid. What? I cannot remember the last time we went into a hockey game and there was somebody with lesser odds or like greater odds, less value on a 2-point game than Connor McDavid. But unless my eyes do deceive me, that's what I'm seeing. Connor McDavid, over 1.5 points tonight, minus 106. I am betting it myself right now. That is happening. Let's go get it. It's the best number we've seen in a long time. It'll probably be the best number you see the rest of the season. He hasn't done it in a couple of games. He's doing it tonight against Nathan McKinnon. Connor McDavid over 1.5 points. Coolbet.com is where you can get it. Nathan McKinnon over 1.5 points tonight is minus 110. If McDavid's the only thing I get wrong all week, I'm going to be really pissed. Like so far, he's the guy that we've missed on. The other plays have hit. So let's go. Let's get this done here, Mr. McDavid. Over 1.5 points.
Mr. McDavid.
Stay cool. Bet responsibly over at CoolBet. If you're not yet signed up for an account, use the code LOCKSHOP. When you do, all one word, LOCKSHOP, you get a 100% deposit bonus on your initial deposit up to 200 smackaroos.
Any depth picks in there too? And you kind of got to get the no.
No.
You know what? To get off the schneid.
Draisaitl over 1.5 points in a bounce back. Leave me alone game. Plus 161. Don't hate that. As far as other points go, not really. Not loving anything else over there. If you want to get on McDavid or Draisaitl or McKinnon or whatever over 2.5 points, their numbers are McKinnon plus 225, McDavid plus 235, Draisaitl for a 3-point night plus 420. For all of you weed heads out there, you're like, I bet that. I
think
smoke
that's,
a bowl and bet it plus 420. That's what
Easter
they say.
next year as well. So for all you
Is it really?
Easter fans
You're
of
already looking
2025.
ahead, eh?
Yeah, well, calendars,
Say, wait, what?
Huh?
Easter's April 20th next year?
Well, again,
It
adding
was
to
in
your
March
theory
this
of
year.
look, things
What is
move.
going on here? What's up with Easter?
In a couple years, it's in June. So just
I
it's
never
just following your
understand.
timeline of time.
What's up with Easter? I just
String
don't get it.
time.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, Easter, you're killing me here. All right, let's get to a sports update with LTE. On the other side here, that's good. Coming up around 7:30 today, Vegas keyword still to come as well. We'll give you that in 15 minutes. And I says pardon here in hour number 2. Game day, Oilers and Avs.
You said it, Dusty. Oilers Avs tonight down at Ice District. A huge game. You can join Tom Gazzola for this one. He'll be live at Hudson's on White for the Oilers Stream pregame show and postgame show following. Alongside YouTube Trev, coverage begins at 5:30 here on Edmonton Sports Talk, the iHeart and TuneIn apps. And as well, you can watch them on YouTube. Last night, Avalanche in action down in Minnesota. They'd gained some ground in the Central with a 5-2 win over the Wild. Jets clinching their postseason berth with a 5-2 victory over the Flames. Predators doubling up the Blues 6-3, all but eliminating St. Louis from the playoff picture. And the Kings, they'd hold on to defeat the Sharks 2-1. Canada with a 4-1 victory over Finland to open the Women's World Hockey Championships yesterday. Canada will cap Group A games against Czechia Sunday afternoon and the USA on Monday night. The 3-4 Toronto Blue Jays remain on the road to kickstart a 3-game set with the Yankees later this morning. First pitch, 11:05. Jays will send Yusei Kikuchi to the mound up against former Jay Marcus Stroman. The Toronto Raptors visit Milwaukee tonight in one of 12 games around the NBA as the Raps will look to avoid a 16th straight loss. Canada's Brad Gushue enters the final day of round-robin play at the World Men's Curling Championships with an 8-2 record. Canada currently on the pebble against Japan. Getting an updated score here. Canada running away with this one, up 9-1 as they are in the 6th, and Canada will play out the round-robin against host Switzerland later today. March Madness Final Four action from the women's tournament tips off tonight. NC State up against South Carolina, while Iowa are up against UConn. And the AJHL playoffs return tonight. Calgary Canucks host Drumheller, leading that series 3-1, while Canmore visit Whitecourt. That series tied at 2 games apiece. Sports Update brought to you by the outstanding staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where on Fridays the staff call Mitch Daddy.
If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a figure skater. He wears like a white outfit and he does interpretive ice dances to my life's journey.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
I've got something under my skin, and the itch won't go away. It's my original sin, the poison that I crave. Come along for the ride, I'd make you feel better. Cut the rope that I tied, but then I broke my skin again. You got me fiending for that first high, but the feeling's not the same. You got me stealing, killing, I die just to feel you in my veins.
Flawless as usual.
I
I mean, you know, look.
Well, I play this song and I'm trying to get out some cheese. It's so different here than at the old place
Oh,
because we
is
go to
it ever?
commercials for like 7 minutes, throw out some tweets,
And nobody sees
reply to
us.
some text
You can
messages.
do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
Switching pairs of pants. Like, I mean, for the visual component of this little action, that's fine. But listening alone, I mean, you wouldn't know any difference. It's just bing, bang, boom, theater of the mind.
It's just, we're very busy when you go 3 straight hours essentially uninterrupted, as opposed to going 4 straight hours back at the old place, significantly interrupted for 5 to 7 minutes at a time every 18 minutes.
It all kind of adds up.
Yeah, it's
Do you remember
way
that
different.
top of the hour news break? I mean,
I do.
boy.
I do. I mean,
I'd go catch a nap, read the paper,
exactly.
you know, like.
Yeah. It was, it's much different. So things are flying around out here pretty quick.
See that text from Atif?
Yeah. Do you want to read it?
Sure.
Go
if
ahead.
I
Go ahead.
can.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Atif, we also didn't get your, you tried sending in, I think, an audio clip to the text box. Didn't work. Stick to sending those to my private phone, as you like to do. This game is so important. I'm going to make the pit stop on my way to work at Rogers and drop off my pancake mix at the Gretzky statue. Hopefully that'll bring the boys luck. Go Oilers, go, Atif. So I do love the Gretzky statue with like a little box of pancake mix sitting there and confused onlookers.
That does make sense, doesn't it?
And then more people start laying pancake mix at the foot. And before you know it, it's
Why are there 100 different pancake mixes laying at the foot of the Gretzky statue? That'd actually be pretty funny.
I'm here for the confusion.
Yeah.
Started off today.
It's those rascals over at Edmonton Sports. They're up to no good. Speaking of good, let's get into that's a good for Italian center shop Spinelli Panino. House-made baguette. You want to?
I don't
you
know.
want to? Let's do it. There's still.
I don't think Zach's eating them all.
I think we've got. Zacticum does to dabble in the. He likes to dabble in the food that we got laying around here. Yeah. Let's split a halfie. It is the Spinelli Panino house-made baguette, topped with olive oil, oregano, roasted pepper spread, then loaded with the mortadella, the capicolo, the salami, and the provolone. Available in hot or mild, wrapped in a deli paper for an easy grab-and-go meal for any occasion. I dabble in the West End location here of Italian Center Shop. You walk in, and bam, right there, front of the aisle, paninos wrapped, ready to go. And there's just something different of grabbing anything that's wrapped in that deli paper. It just is so much better. Is it not, Trev?
You know it's good. Like that's
Yes.
100%. It's right there as soon as you see it. But I frequent that one. That's the only one I know.
Yeah.
I'm a regular there, Dusty. I'm surprised we haven't seen each other.
Yeah, that is. Oh, hey, Trev, what are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing?
Picking up a panino and a pizza for later today.
Absolutely.
Go get yourself a panino. I would assume most of you have probably already had the Italian Center Shop panino. But if you haven't, I remember where I was the first time I ever had it. That's how good it is. I was at a Golden Bears banquet, and it was after for everybody who's involved in it, like a little sort of after gathering and cool down zone. And they were catered by Italian Center Shop, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" It's like when Ace Ventura saw that extra photo of the Miami Dolphins and Ray Finkel was in it, and he's like, "Who the hell is that?" That's what I was like with the panino. And life has changed ever since then. 780-218-9999. Here's what we have to get into. For That's Good today, Trev, we may need your expertise on this. But WrestleMania is this weekend. Huss will have his official WrestleMania picks. Odds are he's going to predict the entire thing because we've had a red-hot week inside the log shop. But for me, seeing The Rock back and having a huge role in this leading up to WrestleMania as a guy who grew up in the Attitude Era, and that is when I didn't miss an episode of Raw, probably for about 2 to 3 years. I was full-blown wrestling nerd, and I loved it. And now The Rock is back. I'm not up to speed on everything. Wyshynski has a great article out at ESPN that will bring you up to speed if you're you only watch WrestleManias or something. Go read that. I'm going to dive into it probably between shows today before we do the lock shop, so I can try to impress Huss with a pick of my own. I'll be like, and here's one from me, Huss, according to the storyline. So, but The Rock at WrestleMania in a significant role, and these storylines with the Bloodline and Rhodes, this is good. That's good. Anytime I can get any sort of nostalgic stuff happening, I'm here for it. So yes, that's good for Italian Center Shop. Trev, have you been following along on The Rock here and what's going on?
Okay, so I will say, as far as being an expert or expertise, I wouldn't quite label me as that, but my brother, he kind of gave me the rundown on everything.
Oh, so is your brother a wrestling nerd?
Oh yeah, just die hard. And I wanted to know because it's everywhere. I'm seeing on TikTok, Instagram, everything I see. So I'm like, yeah, just give me a brief rundown. It ended up being close to an hour we were talking, just in-depth like conversation. So I don't even like, I was like, oh my gosh. So there's so much, like I wouldn't be able to like tell you like all that's going on. Huss will definitely do a way better job at that. So definitely tune into the Lock Shop. But there's so many headlines going in, and it's drawn me back into WWE. I can honestly say, like, growing up, I didn't miss a single episode when it was DX, Triple H, and HBK when they were just messing around. That was like my favorite thing. And when I'm a kid, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, exactly. And when suck it. I didn't know if I could say that.
That was so good back in the day.
Yeah,
Those guys,
it was best.
Well, going to school and pulling those off
had
too.
to have been my favorite wrestling shtick of all time.
Like going into school, teachers like I'm just doing that to the teacher.
They
They're
didn't
like,
know what was coming.
Yeah, they're like, what the heck is going on right now? But I didn't miss a single episode. Monday Night Raw and then Friday Night SmackDown. It was so good, and it's drawn me back into it. I loved. I didn't really get to watch The Rock. He'd show up every now and then, but you know, it was John Cena and all that growing up. It's so cool.
I was gone by the time Cena rolled around. I wasn't too big. I wasn't a big Cena guy.
Yeah, I forget what era that is. It was I was just saw a photo, but there's the Attitude Era and there's all this, but. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's definitely drawn me back into it. Randy Orton, he's going to be that's going to be one that I'm going to be intrigued. Him, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, I believe, and Logan Paul. That's going to be a good matchup. So looking forward to that. That's for the United States Championship, and then obviously the Bloodline. The Rock and Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins. So it's there's so many good fights, and I think Triple H, he's done a tremendous job at the storytelling. It's just gotten so much better in the last I'd even say a year, 2 years, because I really just I lost it. It lost me. I'm like, what are they doing? I don't know any of these wrestlers, but I think they've done a really good job lately. So yeah, it's gonna be cool, and I'll definitely be tuning in. As should you be.
Yeah, I'll certainly dabble in it.
Pay-per-view event or like?
Yeah, I have buddies who send me some links.
Do you get it at the bar, like you go to BP or by your place or anything like that? Or?
I don't think that's they'll be playing at BP's, but is it not? I think it might be. Is it on Sportsnet? Is that a thing?
No,
WrestleMania
WrestleMania is not going to be on Sportsnet.
You got to phone a one.
Or is it WWE?
How do we consume WrestleMania this weekend?
Yeah,
let us know. and exactly, yeah. I do want to dabble in it. I mean, I would even considering a few years back. Whenever Stone Cold came back and fought Kevin Owens, whatever that was for, I think I remember legitimately purchasing that one. Guys, people are going to tune into WrestleMania to see The Rock, but wait until they get a load of Gunther and watch him chop the soul out of Sami Zayn. Oh, man.
Gunther Steiner. He's on Instagram now, hey?
Is he? Oh, that's an interesting decision.
Sportsnet Plus, Joe Belineski says.
I don't have Sportsnet Plus. There's got to be another way to watch it, right? There's got to be another way to watch it.
There's always another way online.
Yeah. Anyway, send us your links at 780-218-9999. I don't think I have Sportsnet
free
Plus.
on Sportsnet Plus if you are paying for it already.
So Sportsnet Plus here.
Well, I have. Do we?
Pretty sure.
Everything's pay-per-view.
I have all of the Sportsnet channels on my cable package. Does that mean I also have Sportsnet Plus?
No.
I bet you have to pay extra. Why wouldn't it just be called Sportsnet Normal? I feel like you have to probably pay extra on that one. Anyway, I'm interested to watch it. We'll track it out. 2-night event. As I said, I'm going to be doing a wrestling card break on Saturday as well.
In full character. But which character remains to be seen?
Yeah. Well,
or the Undertaker. No. That'd be cool too.
Whenever I dress up as a wrestler, there's only one wrestler I dress up as, and that is Dude Love. Remember awesome. Dude Love?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I love Mick Foley. He was great.
Bang bang.
I watched. It was like a 20-minute I don't know, little docuseries of Undertaker and McFoley talking about their Hell in the Cell match.
Yes,
and
yes.
that was just crazy.
Like from the top through onto the tax. Yeah.
Like all the stuff. And after the fight, he was like, was this the first time is this the first time I'm coming out or something like that? But yeah, just crazy.
All right. Hey, by the way, thanks for the links. If you see me taking pictures, I'm taking pictures of all these links so I could watch WrestleMania this weekend. All right, that'll be good. Anyway, that's good, and it's always good at the Italian Center Shop.
Hey, isn't that a bite?
Man, these things are delicious. They just are.
You kidding me?
I probably should. I apologize.
No, that's part of the.
I probably shouldn't have had the bite.
It's part of the segment
because I'm going to do the key words here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Delicious word.
We'll get to the key word. I also want to. I want to get to here we go. I want to save this text here. I know the inbox is about to just take a absolute pounding here, so I'm trying to. I want to save this one text to get to.
Get your streams in.
Well, this text is going to be for I Says Pardon today, so we'll get to that. All right, here you go. It's the ESC Flyaway with Flyaway and the LVCVA. 4 times a day you can qualify. 4 times a day you get this key word. You have about a 1 in 140 shot at winning a trip to Vegas for you and a guest. 2 nonstop flights, 3 nights accommodations. What was that? Are you just moaning over the panino? Trev's in the corner. I just hear it. You eat it, Trev.
Do you need
presented by Flyaway and the LVCVA. Nonstop flights over 50 destinations. Your sports trip starts with a nonstop flight from Flyaway. Visit www.flywayeg.com. Today's keyword is aviators. 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 Sometimes I'll wear aviators over my regular glasses.
Aha.
Yeah.
Las Vegas Aviators. I knew it. An MILB team.
MILB.
Formerly known as the Las Vegas 51s and Las Vegas Stars, are a minor league baseball team in the Pacific Coast League and the AAA affiliate of the Athletics.
I went and saw the 51s on my stag.
Yeah. Well, now they're the Aviators. And look at this logo. I mean, it's like a futuristic
sick,
guy
isn't
with weird aviators
Looks
on.
good.
I knew there was... It couldn't have just been glasses. Old Iwanic has got you with those minor league teams. I love it.
Iwanic loves minor league teams.
Do you know what their mascot is?
I'm going to guess a pilot.
They have 2. One's named Spruce the Goose, and the other's named the Aviator.
Is the Aviator a pilot?
I would. Maybe it's just a giant pair of sunglasses walking.
Was that Leo who was in that movie? The Aviator?
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah. Aviators. AVIATORS. Text aviators. AVIATORS. Text that in right now to 780-218-9999. You don't have to freak out like, you guys are going to steal my information. We're not doing that. You text in. We randomly pick a number. Trev calls you in about 6-7 minutes, and you qualify for a chance to win a trip to Vegas. If that sounds good to you, watching over on YouTube this morning, how about you hammer a thumbs up here? We are definitely within striking distance of 300. We are, in fact, possibly on pace for the most thumbs up ever. We're already at 237. We still got an hour and 11 minutes left of the show.
We're tracking.
If we don't hit 300 today, I'm going to be heartbroken, be devastated.
If Lars Y qualifies, he says, great ballpark, great atmosphere. For maybe that's the trip. He's going to go see the Aviators.
It was a really good ballpark when I went there. It was great.
There's an option for you.
That was where we were mocking Juan Rincon, and the Juan Rincon Hockey League and Juan Rincon Football League began.
And the mascot of the Wandering Ice Cream Cone walking
yes,
around.
That's right. My buddy Boom went down to Rincon and asked him if he wanted to come out and party with us for the night. By the way, today's my buddy Boom's birthday.
Oh, man.
Happy birthday to the best man from my wedding and the best buddy a guy could have, Boom.
Get him out here again for a night, hey? One night only.
I haven't seen him in about probably like 14 months. He might be completely bald now.
The return of Boom, one night only, River Cree Resort and Casino.
That would be good, right? That would be good. I like that idea. We could sell that place out.
I think so.
This guy's an all-timer. All right, let's get into I Says Pardon. I Says Pardon. Brought to you by Lawyer Central. If you've been in some trouble in the past, you've been a risky boy and got caught or something, or a risky girl, naughty girl, they've got pardons for you. www.lawyer-central.com/pardons or call 1-888-288-8177. But now you're sitting there thinking to yourself, I don't need a pardon, but I need some other help with legal issues. Well, they can do that too because they're lawyers. They got lawyers all across the country. www.lawyer-central.com 1-888-288-8177. Any legal issues you are dealing with, they've got you covered at Lawyer Central. So I want to get to this. I want to get to this text because this is a false narrative. Good job, Sportsnet. And we've been having to deal with these text messages the rest of the way.
Mainstream media at it again.
I know.
And
the mainstream media.
They don't take a day off.
They're killing us. Right? We're not we're technically not mainstream anymore.
Well, when you put that business jacket hoodie on you, I mean,
that's a good point.
You're like Clark Kent. You go from mainstream to
we're rogue, man.
Rogue
we're rogue. It's good. The Oilers. So this text comes in. First text they've ever sent in. The Oilers are 4 wins and 7 losses against the top 5 NHL teams. They have a 400 winning percentage against the top 15 NHL teams. This team are pretenders, not contenders. And I'll just have to say this. I says, pardon? We have to remember with this. I know the thing that everybody's talking about. Okay? I know what you're talking about. I saw it on the broadcast as well. And all I thought of was like that Jim Carrey meme where he's like, oh no, here we go again from me, myself, and Irene. Because I knew everybody
the neck drop
for the rest of the week was just going to be like, well, what about this? They're not contenders at all in any way.
There were 2 parts to the season, correct?
Exactly. You have to take into account
2 parts.
What they've done. So the Sportsnet records this season versus top 5 teams in the NHL, where there's 4-6-1. This is where this guy gets his 4-7 against top 5. I get it. I watch Sportsnet too, man.
Versus not Sportsnet Plus,
teams,
obviously.
Obviously not Plus. Teams ranked 6th to 10th, they're 3-3-2. Teams ranked 11th to 15th, they are 7-6-1, and then they smash bottom end teams. Now, what I do know is that lots of good teams play evenly against other good teams and then smash bottom end teams. That's why we have bottom end teams. That's why we have top end teams. But this graphic that Sportsnet threw up was for the entire season. You have to look at it from a perspective of when Knobloch took over. Like you're telling me, for example, the first 2 games of the season, they get smashed by the Canucks, and then you're like, oh, we have bounce back against the Canucks. There's no bounce back against the Canucks. You're telling me you still factor in those first 2 games of the year against the Vancouver Canucks when McDavid wasn't 100%, when Ekholm wasn't 100%, and the team was a bloody train wreck.
The defensive structure, shall we
You're going to allow that to factor in to the contender-pretender conversation? Please. I says, pardon? We must be better. I think RCN kind of, he fired me, he kind of went through the Woodcroft numbers on it. Let's see here. Okay, so Woodcroft had 5. So here we go. Versus top 5 NHL. This is it. This is the end of the conversation right here. And I loved Woody. I was not a fire Woody guy. But versus top 5 teams in the NHL this season.
Manson was also part of that.
We did like Manson.
Well, no, but again, the defense and everything, that was part of the whole.
It's a different team than the one that started the season.
Yeah.
Against top 5 teams in the NHL this year, Jay Woodcroft was 0-5. Chris Knobloch's Edmonton Oilers are 4-1-1.
And that's okay.
Just drop the mic. Drop the phone.
Doesn't require me to say I says pardon. That's pretty crystal clear.
This is why. So you watch one thing on Sportsnet, and now you're like, well, this is it. They're contenders, or they're pretenders. They're not contenders. Once again, versus top 5 teams in the NHL this year, 0-5 pre-Knobloch, 4-1-1 with Knobloch. I'm looking like I feel like I feel kind of dirty that I have to defend them like this. What am I in their pocket? Am I on the payroll?
Wow.
No, I'm just dropping legitimate numbers on you.
Just a guy over here with a glass half full. Hey?
Just a guy over here that has listeners sending him proper information. That's
Sportsnet.
it. So, I mean, end of story. If you don't think the Oilers If you don't think the Oilers are true contenders, that's fine. I'm not telling you you have to think they're a contender. I'm not saying that. But if you don't think that they're contenders, you're going to have to bring some better homework and some better proof than badly put together Sportsnet graphic that is extremely misleading. You want to talk about, I'm worried about the right side D. Sure. Valid conversation. I'm worried about Stuart Skinner because of the playoffs he had last year. Are we worried about that? Sure. Whatever. Valid conversation. But to just throw out these numbers that you saw without actually diving into them, tisk.
Some intern down in Toronto, compiling a bunch of stuff, and you're just going to lap it up? For shame. For shame.
I says, pardon? Boom. Lawyer Central. Yeah, call it. Let's get a qualifier here, Trev. I mean, that is pretty significant, though. Like that swing. 0-5 pre-Knobloch against top 5 teams. 4-1-1 with Knobloch.
But that's the power of numbers. The original numbers weren't necessarily wrong. It was just a compiled stat of them all.
Yeah.
But it takes a second to kind of peek behind and say, oh, that's pretty... There's a wide gap here. Yeah. That's the true story of the numbers. However, when you combine them, that's not false. It's just...
I'm trying to think.
Making work in numbers and manipulating to work for whatever angle you're pushing.
I got pen on my hand on big meeting day.
Like Austin Matthews, too. I mean, come on. Only 63 goals?
This one says, guys, I'm not arguing, but the numbers don't add up. 4-5 versus 0-5, 4-1-1. Yes. The math on this is as the Edmonton Oilers in 11 games are 4-6-1 against top 5 teams. They were 0-5 with Jay Woodcroft. So they are 4-1-1 with Knobloch. The numbers do, in fact, add up.
But somebody says Oilers aren't on TV without Sportsnet, LOL. What's your rebuttal there?
Oh, they'd be on TV somewhere. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
No,
I'm trying.
Don't bow down to Sportsnet though. Just because you read a stat from a website or a media, you can still go into it yourself and look at the numbers.
I think this is probably a stats guy who's likely from out of market and was just sort of generically putting stats together.
A Toronto intern is giggling and typing, and you're right on the hook. And see, look at this from Red. Numbers are for losers, and he caps locks losers. Hey, you can stick your numbers up here.
RCN says they actually are 4-2-1 now. Yeah, this was pre-Dallas, so they are 4-2-1. So I guess they are pretenders. Everything I just said was a waste of time.
Pardon?
I says pardon? I says pardon for lawyer-central.com. If you're in a pickle, let them get you out of it. All right, let's get to our qualifier for the EST Flyaway to Vegas. YouTube Trev, who qualified today?
We have Dale on the line.
All right, let's go to Dale. Dale, congratulations, man. You are one step closer.
Oh, outstanding. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you sound like you're surprised by it right now. Oh, I did qualify.
I don't I don't usually win these, so.
Oh, all right. Well, you're one step closer to win the trip. When was the last time you were in Vegas?
2007, to be honest.
That's almost 20 years ago, man. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, your life has probably changed a lot since 2007. Who would you bring with you?
Yeah. Oh, I'd bring my wife for sure.
Okay. All right. A little couples trip down. Check out that Cirque show that we're going to give you. And we do advise you, if you have time, check out the Sphere. The Sphere is very cool.
So, absolutely. Yeah, that looks really cool.
Don't climb it, though.
Yeah, do not climb it.
Do not do that.
It took Eric forever to get up there.
It's a real hassle.
All right, man. Best of luck. Tell your friends about EST.
Thanks very much.
All right. Congratulations to Dale and his wife. They're one step closer. All right. Who's going to play Kind of Easy Trivia today? Let's go. 780-218-9999. Do you want to win something on a Friday? Well, you've come to the right place. Gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever. 6 o'clocker lager on tap. We just continue to get great news about the 6 o'clocker lager. This whole beer thing is just completely blown up.
5.
I know.
The whole bit, the beer's only been around during the worst probably months for beer drinking.
Outside like Christmas window, like a small Christmas window.
Yeah, like holidays and stuff. But man, we haven't even hit the high notes yet.
January and February are usually low beer drinking months, but the 6 o'clocker lager is still surging ahead.
Even during the sober Februaries, the sober whatever Novembers and all that.
Soberness be damned. With the 6 o'clocker lager.
Yeah.
Unless you need to, obviously.
That's all good.
Joking around there. But 6 o'clocker lager is doing very well. It's on tap at Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual So you want to go get your hands on that. All right, who wants to play Kind of Easy Trivia today? Text Trev right now, 780. Lots of people texting in here, actually. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you would like to play Kind of Easy Trivia today, let Trev know. That was almost a chant. Let Trev know. Let Trev know. I don't know why I started chanting that, but
the most
here we
mundane.
Yeah, just lame chants. That's a funny bit, actually. All right, we've got 3 questions too many coming up. We've got your orange and blue breakfast from Mobile One and Blue Water Lubricants. And Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Old Hawaii man himself.
What's that tan looking like today?
Kamiki Maka is a fine way.
Maybe he has a few lays for us. Huh? That'd be nice.
He should bring us
They
back
get him out of the
something
airport, don't they? Like it's
Do we think, does anybody here think that Scott's actually bringing us back something from Hawaii?
I mean, a fridge magnet would be nice.
He was with us right before he left.
Yeah.
And he could not have gotten back much earlier than like yesterday. So I hope he brought something for us. That'd be nice.
But we'll take his time as a gift, I guess.
Yeah.
In its place.
Guys, I had 6 pints of the 6 o'clocker lager at the Shamrock a little while ago, and I was punished for my hubris.
Well, aren't we all, hey? Sounds like me Wednesday night down at Hudson's, but you play the game, eh?
All right, if you would like to play Kind of Easy Trivia, 780-218-9999. Eric's got a sports update. I would love to get some people a job. If you need a job or you want to change in your career or you just want to make more money in a short period of time, Claiborne Services wants you. Eric's got more on that coming up, but you can visit them at claiborneservices.com.
Oilers and Avalanche tonight down at Ice District. Tom Gazzola will get you set. He'll have your Oil Stream pregame show from Hudson's on White, coverage starting at 5:30 here on Edmonton Sports Talk, the iHeart and TuneIn apps, and as well on YouTube. Avalanche winning last night down in Minnesota 5-2 over the Wild. Jets would clinch a playoff berth with a 5-2 win over the Flames. Kings holding off the Sharks 2-1, and the Preds doubling up St. Louis 6-3. Canada will take on Switzerland later today at the Women's World Hockey Championships. Canada opening the tournament yesterday with a 4-1 win over Finland. Canada will then cap Group A games against Czechia Sunday afternoon and the USA on Monday night. Toronto Blue Jays take their 3-4 record into New York to start a 3-game set with the Yankees later this morning. First pitch 11:05. Jays will send Yusei Kikuchi to the mound up against former Blue Jay Marcus Stroman. The Toronto Raptors visit Milwaukee tonight in one of 12 games around the NBA. The Raptors looking to avoid a 16th straight defeat. Brad Gushu and Team Canada enter the final day of round-robin play at the World Men's Curling Championships with an 8-2 record. Canada currently on the pebble and dominating Japan. Make it a final 9-3. Canada taking it in 6 ends. Canada will wrap up the round-robin against host Switzerland later today. Final Four action from the Women's March Madness tips off later tonight. NC State up against South Carolina, while Iowa will face UConn. And the AJHL playoffs return tonight. Calgary Canucks hosting Drumheller, leading that series 3-1, while Canmore visit Whitecourt. That series tied at 2. Sports update for Claiborne Services. Take your career to the next level with Claiborne Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind, knowing that they are an industry leader in safety. For more, visit www.claiborneservices.com or make it easy. Give Jeff a call, 780-910-6728.
Yo, YEG. Let's kick it. Ice District. Ice District. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice District open, here's what you're missing. Rogers Place, shining so brightly. Get your tickets, watch Mick David nightly. Can he be stopped? Yo, I don't know. Give him the puck and he'll go to the extreme. Nothing but a sick handle around the D-man, make him look like Yandel. Damn, game over, the night looms. No more 1/18th and poisonous mushrooms. Surprise, it's a new winter garden. I mean Ford Hall, I beg your pardon. Love it or hate it, you better get going. Ice District's the bomb and it's just exploding. If there was a problem, yo, he solved it. You're on the hook while Kate's just profits. Ice District. Ice District. Ice District.
It's a home game, right? So that's why we do Ice District, because it's a home game in Ice District. So we'll get to that. All of our songs, all of our Nielson Show originals, brought to you by great people over at Sportball. If you, we have very nice people who are clients. They're all good dudes. If you've not yet signed your kid up in sport ball, do you even care about them? www.sportball.ca for more info on all of the programs they offer. Summer registration, flying along. And you can find details on that as well at www.sportball.ca. If you want your kid to get involved and get active, even at the youngest of ages, I think they've got a newborn class where you bring all your newborns and you roll balls up and down their belly.
Day one of making the show, hey?
Yeah, that's
it.
it.
Starts somewhere.
If your kid's going to play professional sports, they have to start in sport ball when they're 2 weeks old. www.sportball.ca. Quickly lay out the third hour of the show for you here. Hangout's coming up at 9 o'clock. That'll be your next chance to qualify for the EST Flyaway to Vegas with FlyYEG. Glue Guy, Matty Wanek. I heard rumors that Quinn Phillips was going to be
There were rumors, and I'm comfortable with keeping them just as that because it adds a little tantalizing spice to the show. She was, she's always a globetrotter, Quinn Phillips. Eh?
Yeah.
Like she's always on a nice tropical locales, but I think she was down in Cali way.
She's back. She came back Wednesday. I know this because she has a podcast.
Yes.
And she wants me to hop on it as a guest to talk sports betting. I was like, this is a great idea. So I know she's back because she texted me yesterday. So I don't know, but I don't know if Quinn's in yet today. Maddie, if you're driving in, let us know. Yeah. Or don't tell us. Well, maybe tell us. It's nice to know so we can preview the show.
Tune in to find out.
But it's also great surprise. Like any day we don't know Fraser's is coming in and Fraser walks in.
Exactly.
And his tight ass and his bright colored shoes and he looks at us and he's like, boys, we get very excited for that. So hangout coming up today. Lock Shop will be rolling at 11 o'clock today. And Huss will have his official WrestleMania picks. And we'll be taking a serious victory lap today with 3 consecutive partner, 4 if you include the Winnipeg Sports Talk parlay yesterday. So
we'll have a luchador mask on probably. Hey,
Huss might.
Full luchador for
Huss
the
might.
picks.
We should each get a Lock Shop themed luchador mask.
EST and a WST.
When we're red hot, we throw them on. That'd be
for the poker game.
I have to wear my glasses over top the outside of luchador mask.
That's your poker face.
Like a super nerd, but that's okay. All right. Let's play kind of easy trivia today. YouTube Trev, who's the lucky individual here on a Friday?
The one, the only, Jordy Mack.
Jordy Mack is going to play today.
Wrestling aficionado.
All right, yeah, let's go to young Jordy Mack ready to play today. Jordy, what's up, buddy?
Not much here. Just walking through the halls of my school, so it's going to be fun.
You're walking through the halls of your school right now?
I'm trying to find a quiet spot.
Love it.
All right, well, let's, first of all, quickly, I don't want to take you too much time because we have trivia, but what happens with The Rock? What happens with The Rock at WrestleMania?
Well, I don't know about the tag team match yet, but I have a feeling that in the main event, The Rock is going to turn on Roman and give Cody the win, and that's going to set up Cody versus Rock for, SummerSlam. But then Roman will cut Rock, and then it'll go to next WrestleMania.
Oh, boy.
Roman.
This is going to be good.
Tribal combat.
We are looking forward to it. All right, Jordy Mack, you need to get 3 out of 5 correct. You ready to roll, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. I'll start the ticker after I read the first question. Good luck. Here we go. Who do the Edmonton Oilers play tonight?
I don't remember the pack. Oh, Colorado.
Name 1 defenseman on the Avalanche.
Cam Clark.
How many teams are in the NHL?
32.
Who currently leads the Avalanche in points?
Nathan McKinnon.
True or false, the Oilers can clinch their playoff spot tonight?
Yes.
Boom. 5 for 5, Jordy Mack. Good work, kid.
Thank you.
Got it. Have a good day at school.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's happening.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's happening.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's happening.
The first year, we took it to the limit. Take it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Jordy Mack from the hallways of his school
to Mr. Mike's,
delivering a dub.
He's going to finish school, head off to Mr. Mike's, and plop a seat at the bar. Obviously with an adult in tow and all this.
Yeah, well, his dad, Shawnzy. It's Shawnzy and Jordy Mack.
Absolutely. But I just love the whole dynamic of,
just walking through the hallways at school
Beef
here.
Nips says, go to class, Jordy. Uncle Nips.
Oh, yeah, that's his nip.
Yeah,
that's his nips. That's his uncle. Sorry, my bad.
His nip-you.
His nip-you. Oh, it's a fun place to be today.
You're in school, and you win a sports trivia thing. You go back into class and be like, guess what, guys? I won $25 to, like, a bar restaurant. Like, that's some big, powerful Jordy Mack for the rest of this Friday.
I'll tell you right now, that would not have been allowed at the old place.
Well,
our boss would have come in mid-trivia and been like, get this kid off the air. But
tighten it up.
We can do whatever we want here. Yeah. So that's nice. All right, we are almost to 300 thumbs up. It's 811. We're going to set an all-time high. Let's keep hammering that thing. I'm not even sure. Like, let me throw this one out there. If you want the Edmonton Oilers to beat the Colorado Avalanche tonight, give us a thumbs up.
How many likes did we get today? I know, we hit 300, then I passed out.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of these things where, screw goals and everything. Let's just see how high I can go.
I didn't want
shoot for the moon
to get, like, too carried away here, but I'm wondering if 400 is in play. We're almost at 300. We've never got to 400 on a show. It's a game day versus the Avs. Battle for the Art Ross. Nothing against Cooch.
Jordy Mack just cleaned up in the trivia. I mean, give it for him.
A child.
Thumbs up for Jordy.
He's not even in high school yet. I'm not even sure why he has a phone, to be honest with you.
That was the question in my mind.
But anyway, Jordy Mack just won. We had a kid win trivia today.
Probably a burner, hey?
Somewhere there's
adult on it, it's in the garbage.
Somewhere there's adult men who are like, who failed in the past, are like, are you kidding me right now?
Well,
this is ridiculous.
The bar has been heightened, I guess.
So hammer the thumbs up today. I think we take a legitimate run at. I have faith in you. I think we take a legitimate run at 400 likes today. Let's go. Strummy's in and says 500, and you should put RCN on The Hangover. Yeah, we don't have anything called The Hangover. We'll gladly do that. You're talking hangout.
I don't mind The Hangover, too, though.
Both.
Sunday mornings, hey?
Yeah. Yeah, but that would be good. A Sunday more special, and it's just called The Hangover. Same concept.
Yeah.
Horrible discussion.
We come on for half an hour and complain.
Tommy Gazzola is just sleeping in the chair in the corner.
We'll take an Advil prior to the...
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We got 3 questions too many. Orange and Blue Breakfast. Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. The Wrap for William Huff. All still to come. If you have any questions for 3 questions too many, fire them over 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We got some good ones, but there could always be better questions. So if you have one, Oilers related, not Oilers related, whatever, 780-218-9999. Redbeard says, and Redbeard's coming in. Redbeard threatening people right now.
A tanned Redbeard.
Impossible. Scott's going to come in. He's going to look exactly the same as he did when he left.
Or like a rock lobster, hey?
Old Firm game talk today, if not 400.
Rangers and Celtics Sunday, 5 a.m. from Ibrox.
Why do they call it the Old Firm?
The Old Firm? Scott can probably
No, I don't want to talk about it at all.
But these are the 2 biggest teams in Scotland. Celtic leading Rangers by a point at the top of the table.
Okay.
Rangers have a match in hand.
So Redbeard is threatening to talk about Scottish soccer if we are not at 400 likes by the time he gets here, and we put him on the air around 8:35.
Even though it is a niche sport, I think even the most pedestrian sports, I mean, this is a match and a game and a rivalry that is socioeconomic, that is religious, that is it's got it all. People die over this game.
Well, that's concerning.
I mean, there's no getting around that. This is the big one.
Glue Guy has just texted me and said, I'm just reporting that Quinn Phillips has been offered a coffee and she accepted. So she's in today.
She's coming in.
Glue Guy, Quinn Phillips, Maddie Iwanek, keyword for Vegas on the Hangout today.
Hell of a hangout.
That'll be a lot of fun. I'm sitting in that 4th chair for a little bit today. Oh, hey, what are you guys doing here? I thought Maddie wanted me to be on today. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment today?
I do. Sometimes I do like
I know.
The odd time.
I looked to the inbox. I was like, wait, Eric's not starting talking yet. So I looked back over to you. What's the liner?
3 questions to me. It's brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda. We're dealer principal Mitchell Lewicki would also like a coffee, J. Milne. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
He's going to take his in the park? out in Sherwood Park. So make sure you go drop that off.
That's Jay's. He's always thinking of that. I mean, that's why he's the glue guy. We get that.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to start like the other day I requested a chocolate milk and he brought a chocolate milk.
Yeah.
So he kind of whatever he puts in that. Next time I'm gonna reply. I'm gonna be like, no, but I'd love $50.
I'd like a balloon animal, a leopard, please.
That'd be a great request.
I tell you, he'd bring it.
All right, do you have a Twitter account?
@Lieutenant_Eric. You can follow on Twitter. Weekends are the best. Stetcher season. #Stetcher season. I've quote tweeted that tweet for March 22, and I've said, "What time is it? Is it Stetcher season?" Who knows? And the Thunder.
Then I'd play Stetcher tonight.
Yeah.
But I play Stetcher every night. So
I think most people, maybe that's kind of the refrain. Alexis McAllister's goal yesterday as well. And I know I'll end it there at the soccer talk, but a thing of absolute beauty. A rocket. A Thunderfoot?
Is that what they call it?
I was going to say something else, but yeah, it was just a
Does
top
anybody
corner.
in soccer have the nickname Thunderfoot? Because that would be an amazing soccer nickname.
You'd get made fun of.
Why?
Go, team, go.
Thunderfoot.
The wave.
Thunderfoot.
Yeah, no, they do things a little differently there, but all that @Lieutenant_Eric and the Ranch too, making the big announcement yesterday on the Hangout, but officially Tuesday, April 9th, and I know this morning might look a little daunting outside, but Tuesday, April 9, T-sheets will open. They open today.
They
at
open
noon.
today at noon. Yeah.
But April 9th, officially the opening day at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. So they tweeted out a nice picture of their facilities out there as well.
Tommy Gazzola, who'll have your pre- and post-game coverage tonight from Hudson's on White, he's in the nasty chat and says, I had a great nap on the big couch on Wednesday.
He did. He was talking to me about it.
Yeah, he was talking. Yeah?
Zacticum was talking to him at length for hours, and Tom heard nothing of it. And he had these noise-canceling headphones, and he said it, and Zach thought he was just like taking 5.
Zacticum is a chatty Cathy.
He
probably talks more than the rest of us combined.
He's in the right business.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. What are you supposed to say for a guy who wants to get into radio and stuff? You're just like, you know what, man? You sure talk a lot. That's a good thing.
But
it's a good thing.
Tom missed out on quite a bit.
All right, question number 1. I mean, I don't know if guys, once the Oilers clinch, do you think they start to rest some guys? Well, look, they can clinch tonight. So are they going to start resting guys when Vegas is still trying to track them down? No chance.
Okay,
no chance.
This is a question that doesn't have a right answer, and I get that. Most sports talk discussions here, we're kind of going around in circles. But what is resting and what is load management? What is because again, and just for an example here, that last game against the Avalanche. I mean, the Oilers making the playoffs, as you said. Maybe home ice is something you strive for, and maybe the Art Ross conversation as well pipes up in that final game. But you want to go into the playoffs with some sort of chemistry. I mean, we've talked about lines and line shuffling. Do you not want some sort of continuity within your game? And
that's good. A lot of people are still talking about. But okay, yeah, this is an interesting one because
you can go both ways on this, and I don't know which.
I think the answer to this question, and thank you for sending these in, depends on who we're talking about. Like, could they sit Corey Perry for a game and play Carrick and Brown and Ryan? Yeah. You could do that. Could they sit Kulak and get these much talked about Broberg games in or whatever? I guess that could happen. But you're not sitting anybody of significance when Vegas is still within striking distance for home ice in the first round of the playoffs.
So if anything is on the line, you can't really, right? Because then what's the message you're sending to the fan base? I don't know.
The only way I could see it if people are you've got guys who are legitimately nursing something of significance. And you're like, we're going to need you for a playoff run.
Yeah.
We know you've been toughing it out right now.
And those are situations.
Give your knee a legitimate rest. We're going to be in the postseason. But that's going to have to be pretty significant.
Say Connor McDavid, and again, this team has been healthy, and I'm knocking on wood, but say he picks up a knock or a bump. But he's also close to getting McKinnon for the, what are we doing? You're saving him for the cup? You're resting him? You want to go to get that prize? You want to? He's a competitor. All these guys want to win, and they want to get to the highest, and so you can't tell him to,
nothing against the Art Ross, but if McDavid has anything that could linger into the playoffs, Art Ross be damned.
Sure.
He's got Art Rosses. He's got Hart trophies. You know what he doesn't have? He doesn't even have an appearance in a Stanley Cup final.
But don't you want to fight? Isn't it a tough game?
I want
get
as healthy Connor McDavid as possible.
But sometimes being smart in the sport sometimes takes a back seat to emotion and the rest.
There he is.
All right.
Back from Hawaii. Not a tan in sight. Scott will join us in about 15 minutes here with Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the week. Question number 2. Yeah. I saw you guys made Zach to come vacuum yesterday. Who else does chores around there? Well, I don't even know if anybody made Zach to come vacuum. I think he just decided to vacuum, didn't he?
I've been bringing it up to him.
Oh, have you?
Casually.
Oh, have you just?
Well, he just.
What do you say? Like,
we'll
oh, man,
talk
somebody should vacuum around here.
Yeah. Well, he jumps at things like those mundane tasks and chores and stuff, as a good practicum student does. That's good. But yeah, no. Given the donuts and the pininos and the food and everything else, I mean, there was some crumblies, as tends to happen. So I think Zach, as a practicum student, saw a hole that needed to be filled, and he jumped right in there.
It makes sense. When we give him his official on-air practicum review next week or early the following week, we'll have to mention that.
Vacuums by 60.
Show's initiative to vacuum. Right, that's what you'd say in a business. He actually vacuumed in this main studio yesterday and picked up all the cables and vacuumed underneath them, which I don't think had been done. I know when I vacuumed, I half-assed it, and I stopped right over there on the other side of the cables. So, but as for who else does chores around here, well, you recently adjusted the garbage situation, right? You got the bigger can in.
Yeah.
You like to take some cans back sometimes.
I love going to the bottle depot. I think day one when we signed the place there, I said to Maddie, I'm on the bottle depot duty. I'll take the cans in. Now, there is a bit of a finder's user's fee in the money I get back. I'll give Iwanick the bills. I keep the change. I think that's
makes
fair.
sense. That's fair.
He's usually
That's
$1 or
fair.
$2, and then he's getting like 5 or 10. So I think that's a good trade-off there. But yeah, I mean, it's by committee around here. I think we all do a good job of kind of keeping this isn't a frat house by any means. I mean, we're not, leaving dirty bongs and what have you. I mean, there's not old food, stale sandwiches, and the rest.
The only issue we've had with anybody on staff, I guess, would have been during the meeting a couple of days ago, in which at the end of Matt's long list of things he wanted to discuss, he said...
Half of which he didn't know about.
Yeah. Lastly, he goes, clean your dishes. And I immediately said... I clean my dishes, Matt.
Did
you
notice how quiet I was on that one?
I know. Look, I see the timing of the dishes that are in there. I know what's up.
But look, we have a practicum student. Just get the practicum student to wash the dishes. Zach's already said he's glad to do it, so you got to use him while this time is here. I'm dirtying dishes just for fun to have him clean them up. That's the
man. Speaking of the meeting still and some other ideas that we've had here at Edmonton Sports Talk, we were talking about streaming the meeting. With no sound though, so you could also, and then we were having some fun at the meeting. We're like, we could do some really crazy things. Like you have no sound, but you see the 6 or 7 of us, whatever it is, around the table, and then I put a gun in the middle of it, and people are like, what is happening at this meeting right now?
There's talk of powdered sugar. We are this close to copyright infringement on like a Big Brother. Like we're gonna get a knock on the door by a lawyer. Like we're there. We're there.
It's funny you bring that up because yesterday,
who's smooching with Zacticum, right?
Were you here yesterday when I threw out the latest suggestion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I ran it by Maddie last night, and Maddie and I instantly said it's like Big Brother because I know he's huge
all over
sucker
this
for
stuff.
Big Brother.
Yeah.
But we were talking yesterday as we were sitting around between shows, and it does seem kind of ridiculous, but no other media would ever do this. But we're thinking of streaming The Office 24/7, and like the audio would only be turned on for certain portions of the day, but we could put up 3 or 4 cameras in here and just stream The Office the entire time on its own feed.
We are on a dangerous path.
Trev, what do you think about this? You were there with us yesterday and we were talking about this.
I love it.
You love the idea, hey?
Yeah, it's great.
And there's really, like some days it's just like Eric will be working at the desk and you'll be sitting on the couch doing some stuff on your laptop and I'll be shooting some hoops.
Some
yeah,
days.
exactly.
But it's just
see all
like,
the behind the scenes stuff. Just
Yeah.
see how there's actually. I mean, we're as advertised. We're kind of all the shenanigans we do on camera is kind of the stuff that we do off camera. But it would be nice for all the viewers and listeners to. Well, I guess the viewers would have to be able to see it. But I think it's great. If we have a game of horse, with the hoop, like play some basketball,
see
like
it,
some
like-
dunk competitions. Yeah, I'm so for it. Just depends on Maddie.
Kylie and Balmer says now radio does now do that. I didn't even know that. I mean, Now's done some really good things in radio. I was always impressed by some of the support that Now had.
Now radio's been doing
Yeah.
that.
So they do just their
Hasn't
studio.
radio been doing that for a while?
Do they
though,
do
or
like their
cameras
whole
in there?
offices, or do they just have like the camera on their studio all the time?
Only now.
Because we're not talking like the studio. We're talking the entire office. 24/7. Vacticum.
From Rip City Step.
Is it a text? Oh, that's text of the day right there. Ended now.
Amazing. One word to rule them all.
Vacticum.
Vacticum.
Rip City Step.
Amazing.
Vacticum. How did I not think of that yesterday? Damn, Rip City. That's extremely well done. Anyway, we're in the early discussions of putting up a few cameras in the office and just having a 24/7 feed. Of
Next,
what's
it'll
going
be
on
the
around.
bathrooms, then the kitchen.
Yeah.
We'll have it all.
Yeah,
Wait till
everywhere.
we get down to that spa. Then you're going to see
The
a
rest
show.
of the spa guys come out, and I'm like, hey,
Oh,
Victor, what's
yeah.
up, man?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh, just streaming the entire building.
Find out some hard truths here in the next little while.
It could be fun. Almost 350 likes. If you want us to stream The Office 24/7, give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up on that one. Question number 3. Hey, did you guys find a tattoo artist that you were looking for yesterday?
We got a suggestion rolling in this morning.
I found somebody yesterday.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, Gager's neighbor is a tattoo artist.
Okay.
And she's in.
Okay.
She's in for what we're looking for. So I don't want to give too many of the details away, but at some point in the first round of the playoffs, there will be some tattooing going on live on the show. So that's happening.
I think somebody else also wanted a tattoo, though, as well.
All right, well,
so
line them up.
Get in line, yeah.
Line them up. Scott, you want one? You can't choose it. It's an Edmonton Sports Talk logo. Wherever you want. Wherever you want. Right here, Scotty. Right here.
Hey.
Are you committed or not? That's what we want. So, yeah, that's going to be happening at some point in the first round of the playoffs. So, it'll be real fun. But anyway, thank you to a few people who reached out about the tattoo thing, but we have somebody, and it's going to be pretty fun. I think it'll be a good time. All right, Orange and Blue Breakfast to get you set here. Huge game tonight. As we said, what's the poll question at here? 56% of people say the importance of this game tonight is in that 8 to 10 range.
Now do the 8, 9, 10 poll.
I don't want...
Please, for the final hour.
Do you want me to end this poll and do an 8, 9, 10 poll?
Do an 8, 9, 10.
You know what? I'll see if I... You know what? I'll set that up if you guys can handle setting a beer of the week. I'll do that when we get the mic set up and everything. Yeah, that'll give me some time. Last time I did it, I totally got distracted and didn't talk for like 45 seconds. So, yeah. 780-218-9999. Mark is in and says, guys, my wife gave me the whole day off. I'm going virtual golfing this morning, and I hope you're going to One Putt Virtual Golf. They were our oil stream partners.
Or Rashog's
and then to the Oilers game later. What should I do between golfing and the game?
Got a few ideas, I'm sure, here, right?
Well, I mean, I would hit up Popeyes and A&W, then go to Mr. Mike's, swing by Wayne's, and go visit Jack at Pro-Am. I mean,
sounds like a great afternoon to me.
Sneak a panino from Italian Center Shop into the game tonight.
Yeah. Maybe get a 6 o'clock locker on the way as well.
That's good. Herb's Hose says, tattoo? Hell yes, I'm in. What?
Tattoo what?
I mean, I just don't understand how people are so loosey-goosey. And we're like, hey, let's put our logo on your body. And they're like, yes,
This
let's
isn't.
go.
We're not just giving away a free tattoo time here.
No,
This is getting the Edmonton Sports Talk logo.
If you want Edmonton Sports Talk's logo tattooed on your body at no cost, let us know. But come on, like even I'm like, great promotion, but you're nuts. All right, Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by the great crew over at Mobile One. Mobile One, Blue Water Group, both of them celebrating 50 years. Unbelievable. Success for half a century. That's how you spell success. If you want it done and to get it to run, do it with Mobile One, the lubiest in the business. Blue Water Group has been around for 50 years. They are celebrating. They've been around since 1974. And the Blue Water Group, Blue Water Lubricants, Canada's largest independent distributor of mobile branded lubricants. They want to thank everyone for a great 50 years. Because obviously if it wasn't a great 50 years, there probably wouldn't be 50 years. So you've got that going for you.
Yeah, they haven't been suffering those 50 years.
Yeah. I'd like to thank you for a very mediocre 50 years.
Yeah, we've survived another one, eh?
What's that about? Line combinations. The Oilers, that's an interesting discussion on the Oil. Mostly because it's very willy-nilly all over the place with Knobloch. Lately, at least. There was some stability there when he first took over. I was saying with yesterday on Two Guys and a Goalie. By the way, if you haven't checked out Two Guys and a Goalie yet, Great show. Cass and Gager were both in studio yesterday, and Cass was just bringing fire like it's a post-game show or something. He was fired up. Cass gets in person, and he just becomes a different man. Like that's like the only time I can see him beating people up in the National
He's getting
Hockey
back
League.
into enforcer mode. Yeah.
See it. The last time we saw these guys, it was McDavid, Hyman, and Nuge, Draisaitl, Perry, Henrique, McLeod, Fogle, and Kane. And then, rotating some sort of combination through with Ryan and Brown and Carrick and Matthias Janmark. We had a sneaking suspicion, or at least our gut feeling yesterday on two guys, was that McLeod and Fogle back with Draisaitl tonight? Are Clausen's Angels reunited for this game tonight? And then you throw Henrique between Perry and Kane? Or do they leave it the way it's been? I just think Henrique and Perry both being on Draisaitl's wing is just... Draisaitl needs some speed on the wings. I'm sorry, he does. Trev, does he not? Draisaitl has to have some speed on the wings.
Like, that's why the Draisaitl McLeod Fogle line works so well. That's why McDavid and Draisaitl work so well. He plays way better when he has someone going and, getting the puck for him. And, he kind of, it works. That's how he plays. And it's weird. They win 3 games in a row. They have McDavid, Draisaitl, or they have McDavid, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins. Second line was Draisaitl, Henrique, and Fogle, which looked pretty good. Third line was McLeod, Corey Perry, and Vander Kane. And they won 3 games with that lineup, and then they go to the Blues, and they barely, I don't know. So, but yeah, I don't think, it's just, I'm lost with the lines. I really am, Dusty. It's kind of, to the first question, for questions, 3 questions too many. We're still figuring out what the lines are. Like, you can't.
Like, how are you resting people when you don't even know?
They still don't really know. So
who could rest people? The Dallas Stars, because they have their top 9 locked in. You know that if Jamie Benn gets a night off down the stretch, when Jamie Benn goes back in the lineup, he's right next to Wyatt Johnson.
He knows
and
where he's going back in the
Simple
line.
as that. I don't like Draisaitl, Henrique, and Perry together. I don't like the line combination. I'm not sure why they went away from Draisaitl with McLeod and Fogle in the first place. I was trying to figure out what they were trying to accomplish with it. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out tonight. Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse and Ceci, Kulak, and Desharnais. Do they give Stetcher a chance to get in here against Colorado tonight as well? Something to keep tabs on at the skate this morning. As for the Colorado Avalanche, McKinnon, but remember, the Avs played last night, so these lines will be coming out of that game. Back-to-backs. We'll see what ends up happening on that front. Nathan McKinnon between Rantanen and Jonathan Drouin. Casey Middleset with Lehkonen and Brandon Duhaime. Ross Colton with Parise and Miles Wood. Wagner, Kiviranta, and Andrew Cogliano. I like that guy, Cogliano. Remember
shoots from the score. Yeah.
Shoots from the score. Taves and McCarr, Gerard and Manson, Jack Johnson, and Sean Walker.
The one that got away.
Like, the Oilers are rolling Ceci and Desharnais on the right side behind Bouchard. The Avs are rolling Josh Manson and Sean Walker behind Cale Makar, in case you were wondering how the blue lines stack up against each other. Noonan went last night for Colorado. Georgiev, you would think, would get the start tonight. As for a list of guys who aren't tough enough to play hockey tonight, Rick, what do you got?
For the visiting Colorado Avalanche, Yakov Trenin listed as day-to-day, along with Valerie Nichushkin. You then have Logan O'Connor on the IR, Preval Fansu on the IR, and Gabriel Landeskog all on the IR. And for the Edmonton Oilers, much of the same. Brady Stonehouse on that IR as of October 8.
I cannot remember a season.
This is nuts.
Where the
I don't even have to do.
Yeah.
I don't even have to do that. I don't even have to do the bit of the segment. We don't even do it. We can do a road injury report if you like, but there's no sense in me going over the Oilers every day.
When was the last time the Oilers had a season in which they were this healthy? It's been luckily remarkable so far for this team.
It's out of sight.
Yeah, they think they're 4th in the league.
I think I said yesterday, man games gained. You should
pretty much.
Like, I don't know how you.
It's crazy.
Sort of trophy or banner for that.
All right, Lieutenant Eric, your key to an Oilers victory. What are you looking at?
Well, certainly saying that right side of the defense. I mean, that kind of just jumps out on the page and screams out of you. I know that there are both these teams littered with high end star power. But I look for a little something from the depth tonight as well from the Oilers. They've been bone dry over the last little while, and I know not getting a goal down in Dallas hurts everybody, but I wouldn't mind seeing a little more depth tonight. Maybe somebody answers that bell later ladder in the lineup, but also the right side of the defense. I mean, maybe the Oilers having to lean hard and exploit that right side, and for the Avalanche, they may look to exploit the Oilers' right side, and they may have to ramp up things there to defend. So, I don't know. This is a team in Colorado that played last night down in Minnesota, getting the win, but trying to take advantage of a team on a back-to-back. They're coming from, however high it is in Denver down to Minnesota. Now they're over here. So, come out, hit them fast. You're on home ice. Let's see this home ice advantage, if that truly is a thing tonight. Get on them, pounce on them, and see if you can kind of beat a little something out of them prior to the game getting underway, since they did play last night. But certainly the right side of both defenses will be something to watch, and I just think jumping on a team that played the night before is always something to look for. I'm
going to lay this out for the official game day prediction. And I know we usually stick to like one Oiler, and that's kind of it. But I'm gonna get nuts tonight. And if this hits, hopefully you bet it, and it'd be a nice cash. But I'm going to say tonight that McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon, and Rantanen
fighting
all have 2 points or more. All four of the big boys all have multi-point nights. Rantanen, McKinnon, McDavid, Draisaitl, all with at least 2 points tonight. That's the first time. We've been doing this segment for how many years now, going back to the old place. I have never gone with 4 player predictions in one game. But it's a Friday night. I know the last time they played it was a little bit low score, but not tonight. Let's go with all of those guys hitting 2 points in this game tonight. Smitty the Welder is in and says, key to a win is Nurse and Leon pulling their heads out of their butts. Yeah. I mean, well,
I'd take one of them right now if you could.
This is why we come back around, and Eric, I did what you wanted.
I saw it.
I created the new question. All right, so so the original results were, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is tonight's game for the Oil? 8 to 10 was 55% of the vote. 5 to 7 was 30% of the vote. Meh was 14% of the vote. And I guess we lost 1% of the vote in there because that doesn't add up to 100%. It's 99%.
There's always that point of error.
Yeah, but I thought that number would still be in there. I don't know. They take the error out. YouTube, eh? Anyway, so I've modified the question. Here's what you do. You vote on it, then hammer a thumbs up for us because we're like 30 away from 400 for the first time in EST history. How important is the game for the Oilers tonight on a scale of 8 to 10? Which I've never... It felt funny just typing that out. On a scale of 8 to 10. 10... The 10 is at 33%.
Interesting.
9 is at 23%. And the 8 is at 44%. That just moved. Now it's at 43. Now it's at 44.
So it's an important game tonight, but on the lower end of that high importance.
But when we started talking about this today, Trev came in hot, gave it a 10 out of 10, and I said, wow, I was going to go with about an 8, 8.5.
Okay.
And this is kind of where it's come out. People are either on the 10 scale or the 8.5 schedule.
And I said it's not important at all.
You did. You were down in the meh area. Your vote officially was eliminated.
I did vote meh.
And does not count. But you can look at it for a couple of different reasons. And the one text that came in earlier laid it out perfectly. This game is important tonight for Leon Draisaitl and Darnell Nurse. You can't go out and be the worst 2 players on the ice for your team. And they were. Undoubtedly. They were the worst 2 players for the Oilers against the Dallas Stars. Those are 2 of the guys that have to lead you to a Stanley Cup. You get Colorado tonight in another huge test. Draisaitl and Nurse got to have bounce-back games. It's important for them. If Nurse or Draisaitl have another bad game tonight, you're like, how do you not refocus after what happened against Dallas?
If you respond, play hard, and it's a tight-fought battle and everything, and they come out with a 1-goal loss, you take that, right?
Yeah, but you're not doing the turnovers, not doing this, you're not doing that,
you want the
right?
response. You want a response. This is a real good team tonight, as Dallas were as well, but a response would go a long way.
Amish Man says, I'm at the 9. I'm in between Dusty and Trev. Surveyor Brett says we've hit 400 likes. I don't see it. No, we're 22 away. And we are this close to bringing in Scott. And if we're not at 400, I'm going to allow this man to talk about some sort of Scottish soccer game. So you better hammer this right now. You're not going to have much time. We're going to bring him in. We're going to play the beer song, and then we're going. So hammer the thumbs up right now or else. If you are listening online, of course, you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. Orange and Blue Breakfast today and every single game day brought to you by Mobile One and Blue Water Group. Canada's largest independent distributor of mobile branded lubricants. They would like to thank everyone for 50 great years of success. Many championships between the Oilers and Mobil 1. All right, let's get ready for beer of the week. Let's get ready for beer of the week. Where's our beer of the week? Here we go. You got a minute and 16 seconds to hit 400 likes. Here we go.
Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week on the Nielson Show, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Oh, 400 on the nose. On the nose. Ah, that's a shame. Sorry about that, Scott.
I guess we have to wait for the after show to talk about the...
You want to stick around the post-show show? You and Eric can just sit here on the post-show show and do 10 minutes for the Nasty Club members.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, anyway, 400 is that's great. Trev, you must love that 400, eh?
Yeah, that's our first 400 likes.
It's our first 400 likes.
That's pretty impressive.
Now we know it's possible. Now we know it's
really
possible.
Impressive.
All it takes is the threat of Scottish soccer.
I know. on Monday morning at 6:05, I'm going to be like, if you don't get the 400 likes by 8:30, I'm calling Scott. We're going to send him the link. He's going to join us virtually to talk Scottish soccer. Yeah. No, but thank you, everybody. That's awesome.
Hearts and St. Mirren, maybe, eh?
Yeah, for sure. A little Dundee United.
I like the different people, and they're claiming that they were 400. There's this huge...
that's good, too. Yeah.
You stole the 400 from me.
Never get to the bottom of this.
All right. Well, this is... Anyway, how was the trip, man?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah?
I am
You
tanned.
do look like you got a little sun. I'll say it.
A little bit of tan.
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
ginger. Yeah. No, it was awesome. Maui's the best. I'm super fortunate to be able to go. The beaches are perfect.
You do love this place, though.
I love it.
You just talked very highly of it.
Listen, if you're fortunate enough to be able to go, take your family. Little kids, older kids. We've been like my kids were my son wasn't even born the first time we went.
So you don't even know if he would have liked it.
He would, but my daughter did, so we kept going back.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
So we it's the best. It's weather's perfect every day. The beach is the same every day. You know.
Do you worry about a volcano exploding?
I don't.
Okay.
Because we're not on that. Like, if you go to Kona.
Oh, okay.
The different island, we've been there.
I don't really know the ins and outs.
Yeah.
Hawaii,
so you can go to Kona and go up on top of you can see the volcano and like little holes in the ground that are like it's crazy. So you're a little worried there.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, on Maui it's perfect.
I don't even like driving up hills.
No, yeah.
Let alone climbing to the top of a mountain where there's holes in the ground.
You can go to the top of there's an observatory. Like you'd go up there with the kids. Your kids would go crazy, and you're like above the clouds, and there's your weather stations and stuff. But the road is like switchbacks. So yeah, you'd have a hard time getting up and getting down there. But once you were up there, you'd love it.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Actually.
There's tons of stuff too. There's an aquarium. Yeah, there's
lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff. Not just the beach, but all the different beaches.
All right. So what do we have here? I see you brought back the little glasses.
I did.
Garrett Gallipo basically brought in pints for us.
I know.
It was great.
I think I've had a discussion with him. We've had a little one-on-one. And
I did say to Eric last week after Garrett left, I was like, man, I am feeling a pretty big buzz right now.
Bad influence, that guy.
Because we're mixing beers.
Yeah.
We're having these big glasses. I was
Tattoos,
buzzed a little bit last week. Yeah, he's got all that ink.
Rock music.
God,
yeah, he's a wild card.
Yeah, he really is.
He's hard to control.
Yeah,
he's hard to control.
Right. So anyway, I feel a lot safer with you here.
Well, and this is probably the week we probably should have done Wildrose last week because these are kind of the originators of the beer mixing. Like it's part of their brand to mix the beers. They were the beerations they call them.
Okay.
So we will do one for sure.
You're mixing today.
We're mixing today. We're gonna mix today. So they were the first ones to kind of say don't be afraid to do that.
Okay.
So we've got the beer of the week itself is the raspberry ale. It's a fruit ale, thousands of raspberries, 4.5%, unbelievably good fruit beer, and it's awesome. So we'll drink that. It is the beer of the week. $25.99 for a 12-pack of regular size cans, so small cans.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
That's a great deal.
It's a great deal. Great deal. So, but I brought in some tall boys just to try and get some mixture. So we've got the Electric Ave, which I don't think we've tried on the show. We will do the raspberry. We've got the Horns and Haze New England IPA, which I don't think we've had in the show. And then we've got the Sun Scout, which is the India Ale, which is a session ale. So we'll be able to try an India session and then a hazy New England to kind of balance that out a bit.
I love it.
I think we should try the Electric Ave first. So again, kind of starting off there. This is going to be easy drinking. We're seeing we didn't always have these kind of options for lower alcohol, lighter drinking craft beers, and now it really is continuing to be a trend for it. So this is one of those light ales, 4.8, easy drinking, Alberta Blonde. All of these cans have amazing stories on them too, and caricatures on them. Great stories. So they do an awesome job of marketing.
So let's do this. I'll give it to you. A cheers to the firm, the match,
Old Firm.
the old firm.
Old Firm.
Cheers to old
All
firm.
the firms.
There you go.
And just one side of it. Cheers to the Glasgow Rangers.
All right, there you go.
Delicious. Delicious.
Yeah, I mean,
no one's afraid of this beer.
No.
Like that's just, I like beer.
Like
I like that one.
If you've never had beer in your life, that's a beer that you should try.
100%.
You know, it's just like,
You're
beer.
Now I like beer.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Super easy to drink, crushable. Have a boatload of those. Really, really good. So and then let's do the raspberry next. And I think
You said 1,000 raspberries in every can?
Thousands of raspberries.
In every can?
Well, I mean, sure.
I just like it's undetermined. Lots of raspberries.
I was
are
telling
fun.
Scott before we went on, this was the first fruit beer I ever had in my life.
I thought when he mentioned it.
Yeah.
The Wild Rose Raspberry
Raspberry.
Ale. It's the first fruit
Raspberry.
beer I've ever had.
Yeah, raspberry.
So this takes you back then.
I always call it raspberry.
Yeah.
But it's raspberry.
Rast. It's got a W at the
Sorry, I
beginning.
almost drank it already.
Delicious. So a fresh fruit flavor, fruit ale, 4.5%, nice and light. You can see even the color has that, red tinge to it,
Yeah,
little pink.
but not like overwhelming, just a little bit.
No, just a little bit of the color because it means hard to get raspberry color.
Yeah.
It's not going to come through real strong, but just a beautiful.
Healthy.
This is
You get
awesome.
your vitamins with the fruit. Yeah, you get
100%,
some.
Yeah.
Healthiest thing I'm going to have today.
Right?
Basic
You
food
ate
groups.
thousands of raspberries.
Thousands.
Somebody asks.
It took me a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, delicious. So this is the 12-pack is small cans is the beer of the week, $25.99. So delicious, perfect.
I want to
beer.
give a cheers to the Nasty Chat on YouTube for hitting
400
400 likes for the first time.
You heroes.
Today. It's terrific. So good.
So good.
Just so good. I hope we're mixing that with something.
Yes.
Nice
Okay,
hint.
good.
Yes.
I knew it would be
Yeah.
the case.
Yeah, for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Nielson, Lieutenant Eric, and Scott Gallipo today.
Yeah, he's gonna love that. He's my daddy. It's like there's a whole. Yeah, so I mean that one there, just a easy to drink again, but it's got a little bit more of a your palate kind of fires up a little bit more with that one.
I want to get to one of the messages over on YouTube from TV Burkle says, Raspberry is a legend. I feel like it was the genesis of Alberta's fruity beer trend.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know who would come
Would it
first.
be kinda close to one of the
It'd be
leaders,
real
right?
close. There'd be
Yeah.
another one that would be kind of right up there, that kind of two to start that. But they've been around since '96. Like, I mean, they've been around a long time when you think of craft beer.
Yeah.
The granddaddies of them, they're one of those founding fathers for sure. So yeah, they could have been the very, very first.
Yeah.
I like the Animorph style of like humans with
Yeah.
animal heads like that.
Yeah, and they've all got names.
It's creeping me out a little bit.
It's like a jackalope over there.
If we had about 8 more of these beers and I looked at that can, I'd be like, what is happening
Yeah,
here?
this is that.
Like
was
he looks like he's ready to go on a mountain tour.
Yeah,
there,
so
isn't he?
they've got Brock Jr. on the Electric Ave.
He's
We've got,
a bull.
Yep.
Rosie and Reggie on the
Those are the
on the
foxes.
Wild Rose. Then we've got Willie on the hiker.
Willie the Wabbit.
Willie the Wabbit.
Yeah.
Because with their W.
I like how they have names in it.
I
This
like
is great.
I like his plaid shirt.
Yeah.
I wanna collect
you
them
can
all.
wear that
It's
one.
exactly how I would like.
That's you. Just to take that,
It's even my body a little bit too.
a little bit. And would they put a W in front of Dustin? Probably. Yeah,
yes.
Weston the Wabbit.
And then they've got on the Horns and Haze. They've got Ned.
Ned.
Poor Ned. What animal is Ned? What is that?
Ned's a mountain goat.
Oh, he's a mountain goat. The mountain goat, Ned.
Yeah,
Great jacket.
He's giving
So
this
it's got a
too.
bit of
He's
a
giving
puffer.
the horns
Yeah,
too.
They're all
He's
dressed
dressed
very well.
Of course he is.
Yeah, man. What a
Right?
that's great artwork.
Genius.
Yeah.
So this is the Sun Scout. So this is a hazy India Session Ale. Again with the lower percentage, 4.5%, 38 IBU, 40 IBUs. Easy drinking, kind of intro to haze. You can see the hazy kind of coloring to it. It is thickness.
I can't see it, Trev.
Can't see it. Yeah. You can't see me. WrestleMania talk. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the hazy. This is a delicious another intro. If you're worried about the super hopness or strong alcohol, this is a great one to start with.
All right, well let's go. Let's go. Cheers to The Rock returning. All right, WrestleMania
Cheers.
Saturday and Sunday.
The 40th WrestleMania. Like, come on.
I still think Rock, of all the wrestling, all the movies he's done, I think is my favorite work of his is Walking Tall.
Yeah, I never seen that one. Not
I know, it's a
not
weird,
Jumanji?
It's a weird take. No, not Jumanji. Although I didn't mind the
Jumanji's
Jumanji
good.
remake. It was good. But I just love Walking Tall. I just do, yeah.
Sounds like a Steven Seagal movie.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
It probably could have
yes.
been. Probably
that
like,
does sound like
we can't
maybe
get,
it was,
we
and
can't
they couldn't get
Seagal.
Steven. Yeah,
I could see them saying, we can't get Seagal. What should we do? Well, there's this Dwayne Johnson guy who used to play in the CFL. Get him.
Get him.
Yeah.
Get him on the phone.
I feel like I want to get back into wrestling for something. It's one of those things where.
Yeah, but The Rock would probably bring you back in. Were you an Attitude Era guy? Like
no, that was I was more like the Roddy Piper.
Oh, okay.
Snook guy. I'm older, right? So Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, British Bulldogs. Shout out to Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid, the greatest tag team of all time.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
I saw that A&E biography on Davey Boy Smith the other day. Very eye-opening.
For sure.
A bit of a depressing story.
A little bit.
Yeah.
They both. All that.
That's
era.
wrestling, baby.
That's,
hey?
yeah.
That's wrestling.
Don't watch the Dynamite
Life on the
one.
road.
Dynamite
No,
one's worse.
no.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, I watched wrestling for about 3 years when I was 19.
Attitude.
And I love Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Like,
ECW?
I got the good.
ECW?
No, I
in
was
this room?
only Monday Night Raw.
Right.
That was it. Monday Night Raw for 3 straight years. The Rock, Triple H, Degeneration X, Stone Cold.
Nation of Domination.
It can't be. I mean, I just don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how it could have ever been any better than that time.
It was.
It was better than
It was
then?
better.
ECW and TNN.
I just.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't.
New Jack.
That was New Jack.
He was in prison.
Did you watch that one?
He's a bad man.
Yeah, that was he
Very bad man.
He beat that amateur kid up. Yeah.
If we get to 500 likes, I'll stop this.
Let's talk ECW after as well too. Yeah,
That's
ECW
post-show
and
show
Wolford.
again.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one here, this is the Horns and the Haze. This is your full out New England IPA, 6%, 50 IBUs, ramping it up, delicious, full on hazy IPA, awesome beer from Wild Rose. All these beers are really good. Then we'll mix one after this one if we're still.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, we definitely want to. All right, cheers to Connor McDavid going over 1.5 points tonight, getting us
Cheers.
back on that
Back on
wagon.
the horse.
That'd be great. This is good.
That one's your full on. When you taste those two together, that Sun Scout and then the Horns and the Haze, you can taste the Sun Scout. It's really kind of
This one has the most going on.
This one, you're still salivating after the fact.
I see why the goat's putting
inside
up the
my
horns.
cheeks. I'm a little
right there,
exactly.
right there,
That's exactly what I'm feeling.
Yeah. It just kind of gets you going. So and again, the more you drink that one, the pour that one all the way out. That one gets better and better and better. Okay, so let's do. They've got one of them is the Sunset Cadet. So this is raspberry and Sun Scout.
Okay.
So
they have names for the mixes.
Oh yeah, no, these guys.
So you're not freelance mixing here.
No. Listen, I'm not all willy nilly like Gallipo.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Gallipo be damned.
He just makes stuff up.
By the way, somebody said The Rock with a jacked up Chevy and a baseball bat. Total Alberta.
Is that Roadhouse 3?
No, that's Walking Tall. He could have been in. That could have been a Roadhouse play actually. This one's good too. Fat Efron is in it. Says, I watched Skyscraper last night. The Rock was badass even with one leg. You know, Skyscraper got a bad rap, but I watched it the other day again too. And he is still awesome in it.
Yeah.
I like The Rock.
What's the one where he saved? It's the end of the world there, and he has to save his daughter and
Armageddon.
Yeah, no. But it is Armageddon.
It's the crack, the earthquake.
And he's in the helicopter. And like,
what's
he
the
does
name
everything.
of that fault line? It's the name of the fault
San
line.
Andreas.
San Andreas. That's the name of
He's
the movie.
real good in that.
Yeah.
I
haven't seen San Andreas.
Awesome.
Is he actually legitimately good?
Oh, yeah. Well, he does everything. He's like a paramedic, but he saves everybody. So
But in Skyscraper, he climbs. He climbs the skyscraper
I'll say this.
with one leg.
There are a few moments.
That's right.
There are a few moments where you're like, "That's a little unbelievable."
Really? Look how comfortable Zacticum looks today. He's got sweats on and a hoodie. My God.
He's in his vacuuming clothes.
Friday Field.
Vacticum. God, what a line. All right.
Okay, so this is the Sunset Cadet. So this is 1/3 raspberry and 2/3 Sun Scout. Feel free, if you want a little more raspberry, you can add a little bit more. But this is the balance they suggest on this one.
I'm gonna throw this out there quickly. This one has the biggest nose that we've had so far. Like when I smelt this, I was like,
That's interesting. Hey, combining
there's a
them,
lot
giving a
going on
different
here.
nose.
Yeah, it'll definitely give it a little. It's going to for sure
Chemical
give it a
reaction.
100%. There's a lot going on with this one again. So it's kind of hazing up that raspberry, but you're still getting that pink hue to this one now from the raspberry. So yeah, this is a good one. Sunset.
all right. Cheers to Garrett Gallipo in honor of the mix.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Slide in
The
last
rogue
week.
mixologist, if you will.
That was also a big pour.
It was
in honor of Gallipo.
It was.
Too, I think.
It was. Well, it's hard to mix with a tiny pour.
2 1/3. You got to kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
The recipe suggests.
The recipe suggests.
Yeah.
A full
That was
pint.
really good, man.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So again,
I don't know if I guess is it possible to take two beers that taste delicious and mix them together and not have it taste good?
I mean, you could,
Possibly,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, if you were, you could find two of your favorite beers, like, and it wouldn't make sense. You know, an IPA and a red ale, probably, maybe depending on the flavor profiles of them, they may just not meld together, or you'll just get all of one flavor.
It's like adding like chicken to a salad, if you will. Like you kind of, they're both fine on their own. You combine them, it's like, oh, this tastes good together. It's a good combination.
Exactly. It's a good combination.
Everything melds and fits and
fits together. I mean, I wouldn't put the horns and the haze with the raspberry necessarily, because all you're going to taste is that horns and the haze, because it's stronger IPA.
That'd be like putting a pork chop in a salad. But there's different foods. Look, you mix up a plate. You take a little bit. I know some people like to eat their foods individually, drink your beer individually. Yeah. But sometimes, you put the plate, you put something with something else, you eat it all together in the mouth. It all combines. Boom. Different flavor.
Exactly. Different parts of the tongue.
I love you guys just talking
Science.
about just like this is what happens when you mix anything. Like it's just.
It's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world.
All right, what's the deal on this rest?
Yeah, so 25
Wait, did you just start
I
singing
did.
A Whole New World? My God.
I am back from I might be a little bit on holiday mode
that's
still.
what it
I'm
is.
back, but hey, you know.
Next Friday, Scott sings another Disney show
Where's
tune.
Scott? Who knows?
Yeah, that's right.
Holding up the beer like Simba.
God.
Hey,
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
I want you to do Part of Their World, Ariel from Little Mermaid.
Done.
Yeah, there you go.
I have a daughter.
All right, so what do we got here?
$25.99 for a 12-pack. Save $5 on the raspberry.
I was going to say, that's
Great
a pretty
value.
significant savings.
It's a great savings. We've also got to
Pick up a couple of these for the fridge in the summer. You might as well get on it now.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we also have a redeem event. So if you redeem 1,000 points, you get 200 back of it. So scene points galore in the stores. And then pick up some tall boys to mix them up. So yeah,
All right.
it's a great deal. Wild Rose is awesome.
We do have a gift certificate right now. Beer Me. Text Beer Me right now to 780-218-9999. Beer Me to 780-218-9999. Let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, get it done at William Huff. Smooth and professional. They've been doing it since 1972. Check them out, www.williamhuff.com. Scott, what'd you learn on the show today?
What did I learn today? I
Here,
learned that
I can help here. Say the wave started in Edmonton.
Yes, I did learn that. Yes, thank you. And I think you should do the wave.
Somebody claimed it was actually an Oakland A's game. Anyway, I'm just saying.
It's like anything. It's legend says, who's to say? We also had a green.
I can tell you who does it more.
Green suit head show.
Green suit head show.
Just tell him that.
Yeah, green suit head show.
Oh yeah. So we want to wear green suits, and then we can green screen our bodies away.
Okay.
And just have
Just
our
have
heads
the heads.
Floating head show.
Floating head show.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Great. And then just kind of slide around on the chair.
Floating head show.
One day a year.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, I love the live camera.
Yeah, you like that idea?
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
I think that's a good
Love it.
idea too.
And tattoos. Well, I mean, we could all use another tattoo.
Yeah. So you have tattoos.
I do.
Yeah, from your rock heavy days.
Exactly. When I had long hair and a long goatee.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Eyebrow
That's so
rings.
weird to me, man.
No, it's not. It's
you got to
crazy.
send me a picture of you when you're 22.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
It's like tube socks, eh? The same type of thing.
I was different. Straight up. I was different. I'd love to see that. I learned today that it is possible to get 400 likes in 3 hours.
Awesome.
On a live show.
Also, Vincent Desharnais, the Oilers rep for the Bill Masterson Award.
All right.
Courtesy Sportnet Spec.
Been a long journey.
Week year, I guess.
It's been a long journey.
Yeah. That's okay. I mean, congratulations to Vinny.
Hang it in the Louvre.
But there's certain levels of Masterton, like he's not getting nominated for that one. I don't think that's
Well,
like,
he's repping.
but he's not in the top 3 when
But
it's all
that's
said
something.
and done.
You're
Yeah,
They're
all
gonna
right.
send him away to the big show. He'll rent a tux and
I guess. All right, let's dive into the text of the day. We gotta get going. We got a great hangout locked and loaded here. Sound of the day. What do we do? What's the sound of the day today? Let me just see. Here.
Also, Bronny James declaring for the 2024 NBA draft.
I thought he just entered the transfer portal.
Sham Charania.
Well, Shams
USC
hasn't.
freshman Bronny James declaring for the 2024 NBA draft 1 minute ago.
Be a second round pick. All right, let's get to Bryce is better. I'll say it. I got these hot takes. Bryce is better. In honor of WrestleMania this weekend. Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, D-Generation X proudly brings to you its 6th-time WWE Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dogg, Jesse James, the Badass, Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws.
I love when he does that.
Who doesn't? We all do. We all love when he does that. Text of the day today, Rip City Step. What does it say? More like...
Not even, just one word.
Yeah.
Vacticum.
Vacticum.
Brilliance.
When Zacticum vacuums, he's known as Vacticum.
That's
great.
Mic drop.
Rip City Step, congratulations, man. You got a gift certificate. Well, he knows how it works. Rip City Step would know. A&W, 2 Juicy Mamas right now.
Come and get
for
it.
$9.99 up until April 14th. So you got to take advantage of this deal right away at all participating A&W locations. 2 Juicy Mama burgers for $9.99. What are we watching tonight?
Oilers Avalanche. Nothing else matters.
Lots of college basketball tonight, though, too.
Huge game.
I'm going to throw that out there. And when's this firm?
Basketball?
When's the firm?
Sunday. 5
I
a.m.
know. I don't want to be like,
5 a.m. If anyone's got links for that, send them up my way.
Yeah, you need to find the pirated.
I'll send you
stream
links
link.
for WrestleMania
It's a
a
tough
little bit,
one. Yeah,
a
perfect.
little bit later on. Tonight, Iowa, Connecticut. Caitlin Clark, Paige Buchers going head to head. Could that end up being even more watched than the 12.3 mil?
She's amazing.
Caitlin Clark, she's got ridiculous range.
It's unbelievable.
She's
Steph Curry, but like
it's nuts.
She's dominant. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's fun to
crazy.
It's fun to see. All right, Hangouts coming up. It's going to be a good one. Matty Iwanek, Glue Guy, J Milne, Quinn Phillips, the commish, also in studio today for the Hangout. They'll have another chance to qualify for the EST Flyway to Vegas as well. For YouTube, Trev and Redbeard and Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Tell your friends about EST, and I'll talk to you in a couple hours on the Lock Shop, where we are red hot. Take it easy.